Is that a genuine answer or a question?
I'm not asking you. I'm asking Elishma.
I don't know. I just
why would she answer that?
I'm not talking to you.
We should treat everybody.
It's a question about me. What?
Right. The same way you were talking about me without me here. Elishma, do you think that he has the right to decide if I'm being genuine or not?
Here we go. I already predicted. It's like I prophesied about this. Now you're just crying, complaining.
I'm not crying. I'm asking a question.
Okay, so do you want the answer genuinely, or are you just here to complain?
I'm not talking to you. Like, again.
Oh, dude, you're such a woman. Like, brother.
You're such an egotistical man.
You are
He's
such a woman, dude.
Drop down.
Just drop her, bro. She's not here to do anything productive. She's here to do drama. Drama, dude. Just drama. We don't want the drama. Can we move on?
But Elishma, you should tell her where she was rude. Because she was rude where she was rude. You should tell her for that.
I will tell her. I will.
No, but you should address
okay. Elishma, if Orthodox had tried to... One second, Elishma, if Orthodox tried to impersonate her at all, at one point, tried to copy and try to take the piss, right, as they say, you would call Libiano out, right, which is Orthodox. You'd call him out, right?
anybody that's mocking anybody.
So she did it twice. She tried to impersonate him twice and say, "Oh, you go do it," and then she goes, "Shush."
But it's fine, bro.
Twice. I know it's fine to you, but what I'm just trying to explain to Elishma that she was rude. That's arrogance. She's not listening to him. But as soon as Adil come up, she was listening to him, but she still didn't understand him either.
No, bro. She understood him. She understood Adil very well. She understood him very well. You can't be a human, an adult, and not understand what Adil is saying. She's just not interested. She loves the attention. You guys need to understand, okay? These kind of people work on attention. Attention is their fuel. It's like gas. You know, when you go to the gas station, fill up your car with fuel? 1,700 people. She just wants to go on forever. That's what she wants. Let's just move on to somebody who's worth it.
I'm assuming this guy, he said one, I think, when we said if you reject hadith, jump on. Sina?
Oh, sorry. I don't reject anything. I'm sorry.
All right, it's fine.
Thank you for the great work, though. Thank you for the great work.
You don't reject the Bible?
Oh, I do.
Good. So you reject something. Anyone who rejects hadith, just press 1.
I reject hadith.
Oh, one of you reject.
Isn't there like 50
is a brother?
Requests?
One is a brother. He's one of us.
Oh.
Isn't there 50 requests?
No, I reject hadith. What are you talking about?
There's a lot of requests, but I'm just waiting for someone to type 1 in the comments, and then
I think Warner does reject hadith.
I've typed 1. I've spoke to Adil before. He ended his life after I spoke to him.
Warner,
Isa because he's one of the brothers.
Are you a hadith rejector, Warner?
He's one of the brothers. Or just look in the comments.
Well, technically no, because the Quran is the Ahsan al-Hadith, so accept that.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is the Qurani Dawah script. So okay,
it's just the Quran, bro.
All right, so Warner, you don't have to act like this, because when I ask you, do you reject hadith? The implication of my statement is already known. You don't need to say, because the Quran is Ahsanul Hadith. Like, dude, you know what I'm asking. Can we not play games? So do you accept hadith or not?
I'm just being honest. I'm careful with my words.
But it's not about being honest, brother. It's about, you know what I'm asking. So now answer.
I'll be specific. I reject the Sahih Sitta as an authority in religion.
I didn't ask you if you accept particular hadith books,
Sorry
sir.
for clarifying, my friend.
All right, pay attention to my question.
You need to pay attention
to my
words.
Do you accept that there is divine revelation outside of the Quran?
No.
Good. On what basis?
Because the Quran says it's complete. It's fully detailed. And
that's begging the question.
No, why not? Why is that begging the question?
Do you know what begging the question is?
Why is that begging the question?
Do you know what it is?
I'm gonna leave, so I just want to give salams to everybody.
Okay.
Wa alaikum salam, Adil.
Thank you guys.
Wa alaikum salam.
May Allah protect you guys.
May Allah protect you guys.
So Warner, do you know what begging the question is?
Yeah, sure.
What is it?
So when you've asked me a question about something, and I'm responding to you about the same question.
That's not what begging the question is. That is not what begging the question is. Okay, so begging the question is when you assume your conclusion, when you assert your conclusion to substantiate your conclusion. It's a circular argument. Okay? So you said, I asked you, on what precedence do you reject that there is revelation outside of the Quran? You said, on the precedence that the Quran is complete and sufficient. But that's question begging, because the proposition the Quran is complete assumes the very conclusion that you're trying to establish, that the completeness is without assuming an outside revelation to begin with. So I'm going to ask you again, on what basis do you reject revelation outside of the Quran?
Because Allah says in the Quran, فَبِأَيِّ حَدِيثٍ بَعْدُهُ يُؤْمِنُونَ.
That's a word concept fallacy. Do you know what that is?
Well, I never knew that the Quran was word concept fallacy.
I didn't say the Quran is. I said what you just said is a word concept fallacy.
I mean, look,
do you know what that is?
Recite, so look, I can go ahead, because for me,
I asked you, do you know what a word concept fallacy is?
Just relax. Just relax. I'm not here to.
I asked you if you know what a word concept fallacy is.
I'm not here to debate.
So what are you doing here then?
I'm here to discuss the Quran.
Okay, so discuss. Do you know what a word concept fallacy is?
Yeah, because for between us, the arbiter is the Quran, is it not?
No.
Okay, well, there you go. That's my proof right there that you don't take the Quran as an authority.
All right, so obviously I'm talking to a simpleton. So let me explain to you why the arbiter is not merely the Quran.
It's
the arbiter between us. Let me finish.
Not merely the Quran. That's mad.
Let me finish.
Mad statement.
Let me finish, Warner. So number one, you don't know what a word concept fallacy is. Number two, Habibi, is that you said the only arbiter between us is the Quran. Well, hold on a second. I don't accept that, because another arbiter besides the Quran is authenticated, verified historical report and orthodox early interpretation of those who first revealed or received the Quranic text. That's also an arbiter between me and you, because the Quran and its revelation is not divorced from those who first received it.
Okay, so what was the point that you're making here? Sorry.
The point I'm making is that you're wrong. The only arbiter between us is not the Quran, because the Quran is not divorced from those who first received it. So history is an arbiter between us.
History is an arbiter?
Yes.
And on what grounds is that even possible?
On what grounds is history an arbiter between us?
Yeah, because like, what do you constitute
on the ground?
What do you constitute as evidence? What do you constitute as evidence? Because
on the ground, I'll tell you, on the grounds that the historical interpretation is the more plausible prophetic interpretation. That's the grounds.
Yeah, but then if the grounds has been negated by the Quran in the first place, which it has.
The Quran negates history?
It negates the so-called hadiths.
I didn't say hadith, did I? Did I say hadith?
Well, that's the whole idea.
I said history.
Well,
I said
fine.
History.
History is not accurate. It's written by the.
History is not accurate. Oh wow! No, so you live. So this is the level of IQ that these people are breeding. People who are conspiracy theorists who live in a different realm from us, who think that history is quote unquote not accurate.
Well, I can prove it to you.
What does that mean? What does it mean for history not to be accurate?
I'll explain it to you. On 9/11, 2 buildings fell. 2 buildings had planes crash into it, yet 3 buildings fell. This will be recorded in history as an actual event that 12 men from the caves of Afghanistan undertook. But you know, and I know, that's not the case.
What? I know that it's not the case?
Do you not think that's
I know that's not the case. What? That 9/11 took place?
No, it took place, but the narrative behind it isn't true, is it?
Who said?
I think that's common knowledge.
It's not.
Isn't it?
Like, bro, did you come here with conspiracy theories, dude?
So do you think? Wait, no. My proof is here. Proof is in the pudding. Everyone knows. After that event, 7 countries were invaded by the US.
So Warner, you're confused
on false pretenses. On false pretenses. And if you don't accept that,
now we're talking about 9/11.
There is no difference between you and the deep state and the governments who purport
Warner.
such theories.
Warner.
Such theories. So,
Warner.
so look,
Warner.
I've just.
Warner.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Just
this
mute
is an
this kid.
Wait, hold on. I'm not finished yet.
Yeah, you're getting
this
muted.
is an example. This is an example.
You're getting muted. Just mute this guy. Dude, look, obviously this conversation is way above your pay grade. Now you're talking to me about conspiracy theories regarding 9/11. Okay? I'm not even gonna disrespect myself by talking to you, dude. You need to go study, open up the books, and stop talking to people because you are a juwahil. You're not just a jahil. You are a juwahil, dude. You don't know anything. You don't know the historical critical method. You don't know how history is established. You don't know how historical reports are assessed. You don't know anything. All right? So be on your way. Go study. Learn.
Is it because I proved you wrong that you're now cracking
Yeah, sure you did, man. Kick this
because
guy.
you think
just kick this, get out of here, dude. Dude, you're clueless. You don't know what the heck you're talking about. You are jahil level 100. You are the biggest jahil ever.
I defender. She was saying the comments.
Hi everyone.
Hi Latifa. What can we do for you?
Well, what's up?
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. I just wondered, why are you guys putting this girl's picture and saying these things? I think it's very rude. I think if you have your own beliefs on something, you keep it to yourself and you practice what you believe in. Why are you gossiping and shaming someone? I think that's not very Islamic, isn't it?
Okay, while he's on mute, I don't know if he's got a call or not. Do you believe Aya has a very big platform?
Well, yeah. So yeah. How does that have to do with anything?
Okay. Do you think that people are getting misled by her bullshit?
To be fair, I mean, I see her stuff. I don't agree with everything she says. I agree with some things. I don't agree with everything. But I'm not going to put a picture of a woman and then call her a kafir and shame her and gossip about her, because that's not very Islamic. It makes you look bad.
So you don't agree with some of the things that she said? No problem. Do you consider her a disbeliever?
I'm not one to judge. I mean, you can go on my page. I talk about reality TV. Not everyone agrees with what I say either.
Well, I don't know if you've committed kufr or not, but according to the
you're
consensus
not God. You can't judge
just
people.
Okay, that's no problem. We do have a premise. We can't judge people, Libiano.
No,
we can't judge people, and why have we got her post up? And it makes us.
She's saying we can't judge people.
No, you can't. I mean, it's wrong to put a woman's photo up, shaming her, judging her, and calling her a kafir. It just makes you look like gossipers. Backbiters, which is not Islamic.
Ma'am, according to who?
Aren't you like a preacher or something? Don't you know your religion?
Yeah, I know my religion.
Okay, what does it say about gossiping and backbiting? Can you please tell me, because you're so knowledgeable?
Thank you. That's a very good question. The classical position of Orthodox Islam is that gossiping and backbiting only applies to Muslims upon sound manhaj and aqidah, which means that there's no such thing as backbiting for a kafir, an apostate, or a deviant. That's number one.
Sounds
number two.
Absolutely wrong.
Let me finish. Yeah, I know, because it tickles you the wrong way. Now
because you're wrong.
Not because it's according to the messenger to the Islam that Muhammad ﷺ brought. It's because it tickles you the wrong way, right? So that's number one. Number two, this doesn't even fall. It wouldn't even fall under. Just hold on. It wouldn't even fall under backbiting to begin with.
Yes, it does.
Let me tell you why, Latifa.
Why? Where are you quoting from, so I can make sure that you're saying the right thing and not just talking nonsense?
The Quran describes backbiting as eating the flesh of your brother, and kuffar are not our brothers. Therefore, it is derived that backbiting is only for a Muslim.
You're making that up.
Let me finish.
Okay, I'll let you finish your nonsense.
You just asked me a question. Like, do you actually want the answer?
Yeah, but you gave me a wrong answer.
It's not. It's wrong according to who? Your feelings?
It's incorrect. No, according to what you're quoting, you're inferring. Okay, finish.
Let me quote to you now. Imam An-Nawawi on his commentary and Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani as well, both make the same point, as well as the unanimity of all the madahib. They say that backbiting only applies to the Muslim. You could only backbite a Muslim. Backbiting only applies to the Muslim. But when it comes to a kafir, there's no such thing as backbiting a kafir. There's no such thing as backbite. Let me finish, please. There's no such thing as backbiting. There's definitely no such thing as backbiting an apostate Hindu like Aya. And number 3, there's no such thing as backbiting a deviant. Number 4, this wouldn't even fall under backbiting because Aya is a public caller to deviance. Therefore, she must be refuted publicly because she's a public caller to deviance.
Does it say in the Quran? Because I think the way you view things is very warped. I think you live in a very warped reality.
It's warped.
Very warped. Can I ask you a question? Do you live in your room or do you go outside? Just a question for you.
Actually, right now I'm on vacation with my wife. I'm enjoying my time. My newborn, he's 2 months old.
If you're on vacation with your wife, why are you on here talking about another woman? Shouldn't you be focusing on your woman?
Because this woman is dangerous to my woman.
Why? But just make sure your woman is at home and doesn't go on social media and doesn't have a job. Then she won't be exposed to people like that.
Actually, you don't need to tell me about how to treat my woman. My woman definitely
just some advice for you.
Definitely doesn't have a picture of her hair like you on her profile picture. And alhamdulillah, so you don't need to tell me. That's number 1. Number 2.
So you think women who show
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let me finish. How about that?
Okay, I did. And now I'm responding.
No, because I'm talking and you're not letting me finish.
Yes, I am. You just spoke. I'm responding.
Okay, now. What does your wife do for work? Does she stay at home or does she?
She could work if she wants, but I choose not to because I am a provider and a caretaker. And this is none of your business.
And what do you do for work?
Don't worry about what I do. This is none of your business. We're talking
so
about
you're unemployed.
Yeah, I'm unemployed. Yeah. Anyways.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it makes sense. You're talking to somebody unemployed. So
yeah, because you have so much time to sit here and talk about other people. You should focus on your life and your money.
And you have time to sit here talking to me, talk about other people.
Nah, I was scrolling on my FY. No, you've been here for hours. I just came here 5 minutes ago.
Right, and you found me interesting enough to come up. So now,
no, I just don't like someone. I don't like men coming on here and shaming other women. I think y'all need to. Do you know what y'all need to do? Y'all need to focus on talking to your men, talking to your Muslim men, and the way they treat women and the way they treat people around them. Y'all need to, instead of focusing on how bad other women are and quote unquote how you think they're bad, focus on your Muslim men.
Okay, Latifa,
because they're doing a lot of wrong shit.
Yeah, look, Latifa.
A lot of wrong shit.
Latifa, I think we got off on the wrong foot.
No, honestly, why'd you guys not talk about all the crimes?
I'm gonna respond to you now.
Okay, because I never hear you guys doing that. You talk about women a lot. Yeah? What about the men? Look, what about the cheaters?
Okay.
What about the men doing muta marriages behind their wives' backs? What about all that?
This happens literally every time. Like you just let this is why a nation led by a woman will never succeed because
there's a lot of nations led by women. There's a lot of female bosses around.
Yeah, female.
You don't like that I'm speaking facts. Okay, you can answer.
Let me finish. Okay, maybe we got off the wrong foot, and maybe we could have an actual conversation without being hostile towards one another. Okay,
I'm not being hostile.
Okay, that's fine. I'll start off by saying, forgive me for my hostility towards you. Let's have a discussion. Okay, so Latifa, I'm going to answer your question now. The reason that we talk about people like this, it's because they are public callers to that which is dangerous and displeases Allah and His Messenger.
Yes, I understand, right? But isn't that her own life? It's not yours.
Just let me finish. Latifa, the issue is this idea of live and let live, unfortunately, has no Islamic grounding. And the evidence for that is the statement of the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who says, whenever you see an evil, then change it with your limbs. If you can't, then change it with your mouth. Speak out against it. And if you can't, then hate it in your heart. And the Quran also says, "Kuntum
You're
khayra
not
ummatin
following
ukhrijat."
that. You're quoting, but you're not following that. But continue.
Okay, we'll get to that. The Quran also says, "Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhawna 'anil munkar." That you are the best of people, picked out, or the best of nations, picked out for the people. You call towards the good, and you call out against the evil. You forbid the evil. So what we're doing is a prophetic Quranic principle. This individual, just let me finish. This individual, Latifa, do you agree that the worst evil is kufr, disbelief in Allah?
You've asked me. You've mentioned a lot of points. I'll just address your first point.
Just let's start here. Do you agree that the worst of evils is disbelief in Allah?
Yes, that is yes.
Okay. So if somebody calls towards disbelief in Allah, then this person is calling towards the worst of evils. Yes?
I don't think she is talking about the disbelief in Allah. I think she practices Islam in a way that is not entirely like, okay, no Muslim is perfect. Okay, I'll start forward. Okay, maybe the Orthodox, maybe you practice everything on point. Okay, mashallah, right? Not many of us. It's
not about practice. It's about belief.
Okay, maybe you follow it to the T 100%.
No, it's not about following.
Not everyone does. Okay, I'm not done. I'm not done. I let you speak.
We're not talking about following. We're talking about believing.
But it's my turn. It's my turn.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So maybe you follow it 100%. Okay. Maybe she doesn't. Okay. But isn't it? If you look at Islam, isn't it an Islamic way? If you want to tell someone, okay, like you're not doing the right thing, there is a way to go about it. And the way is not to come on a page, on TikTok, whatever, and publicly shame someone, calling them a kafir. That is not the right way. Her seeing this is not going to make her, you're not helping her. In fact, you know what? If she sees, you know what she's going to do? She's going to actually be pulled away from the religion. That's what you guys are doing to women like her. You're trying to help. This is not helping.
Okay.
Look, I'll tell you how to help these women. I'm a woman myself. I'll tell you how to help them. You know how look at your men and see the way your men are treating women. Because if you hear about the stories that these Muslim sisters go through, and a lot of reasons why they leave Islam or they're drawn away from it is because of how bad the men around them treat them.
Sister,
you don't understand the side of these Muslim women. You come and attack them and sister, you think they're going to listen to you?
Every time you start speaking, you never stop. Look, sister.
But you also don't ever stop either.
I know, but I'm trying to actually address. Look, I'm going to say something. I'm going to let Cora speak to you because maybe it's better if you hear it from her.
No, I don't want any pick-me-sha sisters to talk to me. I'm speaking to you.
Okay, so she's a pick me now. All right, you see?
I don't want any sisters that agree with you and 100% agree with you because I'm here to challenge you guys. I'm not here to. I'm not here to hear. I don't want to speak to. I'm speaking to the men. I'm not speaking to the women.
Okay, it's fine.
Challenge Libiano. Don't worry.
Here, Latifa, look. I want you to actually think about something you just said. Okay, you called Cora a pick me. You called her a pick me.
You ignored every single point I made. I want you to address what I've said earlier.
I'm going to address, I promise I'm going to address it all. Just 1 second, okay?
Yeah, I know what you guys do. You recruit these women who agree with you guys and they're blind. I'm not going to listen to them.
It's hard to be nice to you when you are not being generous.
Look at the first impression I've got.
I know, just
publicly shaming women. And there's women here supporting that. There's women here supporting the shaming of other women.
Do you guys see why the Orthodox Muslim acts
this way? I'm not gonna lie. Wait, hold on, Libiano.
You guys see why the Orthodox Muslim acts this way?
Wait, it's
disgusting that women in these boxes are here supporting the shaming of other women. It's disgusting.
I came here to talk to you.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Latifa, wait, hold on. Watch this. Let me talk.
You even ally with these types of guys that publicly shame women.
Watch this. Let me talk. This is devious hypocrisy. So you're
devious.
Upset.
You are devious hypocrisy because I don't even
imagine. Escuti, listen. Imagine we're sitting on a live discussing ayah's kufr and you're screaming at the top of your lungs saying,
why should I listen to you?
Disgusting. I'm in the middle of speaking. You don't have to listen to me, but you're going to let me talk. So, interestingly enough, you're so pissed that we're calling out ayah's deviancy and ayah's kufr at that. But you're saying this is disgusting. This is not how you bring people back to Islam. This is not how you guide people. But bro, the second I hop on the panel, I came up to speak to you in a civilized manner, by the way, to be 100%. I came up so I could talk to you normally.
No, I'm not.
First thing you do,
I'm talking to him.
the first thing you do is you disrespect me and call me a pygmy. You're a hypocrite. You're mad at him because he's saying this stuff about Aya, and the first thing you say to me is disrespectful.
I know you agree with him. That's why I don't want to speak
hypocrite.
to you. I don't want to speak to you.
So wait, so you don't want to speak to somebody who's going to say the exact same things that he's going to say?
No, I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to him. I'm not speaking to you.
I'm aware, and
okay,
you're going to be able to speak to him.
End of conversation.
But don't be a hypocrite. But don't be a
end of
hypocrite.
conversation.
Okay, fine. Look, Latifa, no problem. Look, let's just start here, okay? Latifa, first things first. All right. If Aya is committing a nullifier of the religion, doing it publicly, calling towards it, then this is grounds for us to publicly refute her and call against her. There's no problem. Do you agree with this, Latifa, or not?
No, because you're not actually solving the problem. That's why.
What solving? What like?
So what is your aim in publicly? What is your aim in publicly doing? What is the?
I got you. I'll answer. The aim is that there's a lot of young, impressionable women who, maybe based on how she looks or how she presents herself as a well-spoken, independent Muslim woman. She wears the hijab. She says, inshallah and mashallah. And she gives this impression that she's an insider, that, she's just a Muslim like everybody else. And she's making these young, impressionable Muslim women think that the things that she's preaching are totally okay. You could believe these things. You could, have these beliefs and still be Muslim. For those who are wondering about the sound behind, it's just for my son. It helps him sleep. But so this is the problem, Latifa. It's dangerous. We want to save young, impressionable Muslim women from falling for these ideologies.
But do you think that this will help her stop doing what she's doing? Do you think it will help her remove her account? Like, I understand what you're saying, but the process of you doing it, do you think it's going to have an effect?
Will have an effect if we explain why she's preaching deviance, why she's preaching kufr, things that are antithetical to Islam. Then perhaps even if one person stops listening to her and is no longer influenced by her, then that's good, because she has a lot of influence on young Muslim women, especially in the West.
Okay, so you think by you trying to shut her, like, are you trying to influence people in this live? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, there's 2,000 people here.
Trying to influence, or are you trying to make people unfollow her, or are you trying to shut her account down? Which one are you? Are you trying to do that as well?
I hope her accounts get shut down. That'd be nice. That'd be awesome. But
okay.
Yeah, we're just calling out. We wanna warn people against the things that she's preaching, because she's preaching things that are antithetical to Islam. She's preaching people to reject divine revelation, to reject the messenger. And she's painting it as, well, this is my form of Islam. This is an acceptable difference of opinion. And that's the danger, is when you paint this as an acceptable difference of opinion, something not significant, not severe, you could be a Muslim and believe these things, then that's more dangerous than an outside force or entity attacking Islam. Because at least the outsider is distinguished. An atheist is an atheist. We know he's not Muslim. A Christian is a Christian.
How is an outsider distinguished? How?
Because an outsider is attacking from the outside. So people know that this is an atheist attacking Islam. He has, this thing against Islam and so on. But she's spreading atheism in the form of Islam.
I don't think she's spreading atheism. I think
rejecting the Sunnah is atheism.
No, I think she practices Islam in a way that she's suits her, or she's sort of improvised it in a way. Yes, not everyone agrees with it. There are certain things she does I don't agree with.
So you fell for it, Latifa.
I'm not. Listen. You're not listening to me. I said she does certain things that I don't agree with, right? But it's not about you disagreeing, go and publicly shame someone just because they are. I know you think you have influence, but what you're doing is spreading hatred.
You're completely missing the point. It's nothing. I'm not saying you agree with her. I'm not. You see what you just said, Latifa? You said, well, She's preaching Islam in her own way. It's an improvised. That's the point.
A lot of people do that, by the way.
No.
Yes, a lot of people do that. A lot of people also. Okay, I will tell you something. So, she's a single mom, right?
Yes.
Okay. Don't you think, right, that maybe, I'm just thinking out loud, maybe she practices Islam in this way because maybe she doesn't have an Islamic community around her. Maybe the people who are Muslims around her treated her really badly and made her stray a little bit away from it.
Look, Latifa,
so we don't know.
Wait.
I'm not done. We don't know her story. We don't know why she's gone this way. And the best thing to do, in my opinion, Orthodox, because you have some followers, why not send her a message and try and have a call with her and talk to her?
I already have, Latifa. So look, many people have. I have already. Latifa,
Okay,
you're missing the point. You're missing the point.
I'm not the most practicing Muslim, but even I know that I wouldn't get influenced by that because I have my own values.
Latifa. Just 1 second. I'm saying you already did. The whole point, Latifa, is that Islam is not a mere label. It's not anybody who says,
but you are so practicing. People have different levels of practicing.
Latifa. You have to distinguish what I'm saying. I am not even talking about practicing. We're talking about i'tiqad, which that translates to belief, doctrine. It's different if somebody is sinful, does all the sins in the world. That's a different story. We're not saying she's sinful. We're calling her because she's sinful. We're saying what she's teaching is disbelief. It's not Islam. It takes somebody from Islam. It closes the doors of mercy on this person. It takes them to hellfire. You understand?
Yep. Okay. I have another proposition. Not proposition, but theory. Don't you think that she's just doing could be doing this for shock value? I mean, she is single mom. Maybe she's trying to make money off social media and she's doing it to just anger you guys. And basically she just makes money off all the views because you can make a lot of money off the views. I make good money off TikTok.
And that's not and you may be right? Maybe she says the things she says for fame, clout, money, for reaction, rage bait, whatever it may be. The point is she's saying it. And a lot of people are being influenced and being attracted to what she's saying. Especially because she's somebody who presents herself well. She's articulate, right? And she's seen as this independent survivor of a bad marriage. And she's seen as this kind of revolutionary for Muslim women, right? For quote unquote oppressed Muslim women. And because of this, a lot of people are inclined, especially young, impressionable women, they're inclined to listen to her. Our issue, Latifa, is not her experience. Maybe she went through something bad. Maybe her husband mistreated her. Maybe her community did her wrong. Maybe she's gone through a lot of trauma and this is just a reaction. And all of these things may be true, right? But that doesn't excuse the fact that she's pushing this agenda of it's a fourth wave feminism, rejecting the sunnah of the messenger, which is almost all of the religion, right? Saying that God is a she and has feminine qualities, waliyadu billah. Saying that our salah, our prayer, is adopted from pagan Zoroastrian practices. And the list goes on and on and on. All under the umbrella of Islam. Do you see the problem? This is why she must... And if a guy did this, if a man did this, we would do the same exact thing.
No, because
as a matter of fact, we have.
I don't. What about Ali Dawa? He's an absolutely atrocious person. He goes around insulting women. Like, imagine white British women, like telling them you're not dressed properly. That is just harassment. That is pure harassment. What about him? Like, I think he's more of a public nuisance than her.
Ali Dawa, okay, it has nothing to do with Ali Dawa. Number one. Number two.
He's very weird in real life, by the way. Do you know that he looks down on the floor? He's very strange. He's Ali Dawa.
Just wait. Ali Dawa is definitely not calling for kufr. Okay?
He is calling for complete Sharia law, complete extremism. Lock the woman up in the house.
Oh boy.
They do not have jobs. They don't have a voice.
What's the problem with complete Sharia law?
Are you wait, can I ask you where do you live? Which country? In the US? How the hell, do you actually think you want to come to these Western countries and then impose these kind of Sharia? What the hell? Just if you really love that, genuinely, if I was like really Islamic, I would go back to Algeria. I wouldn't even be in the UK.
So you're from Algeria?
If I wanted to really practice Islam and really have an Islamic environment, why would I be here?
Goodness. So Latifa, I just want to let you know in case
Sharia law. I just I don't know what you guys.
Latifa, maybe you fell for the propaganda and you don't know what Sharia
propaganda.
is. Sharia, it does sound like it, so let me clarify. Sharia means law. And who does this law belong to? It's the law of Allah. Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth. He's the one who knows us better than we know ourselves. He is the one who fashioned everything. And he's the one who legislates. He's the one who has the right to legislate. And simply, we follow what Allah has legislated. Now, it could be the case that we are in a land that doesn't employ the legislation of Allah, and that's fine, okay? But we should prefer the Sharia of Allah always. It doesn't mean that we do acts of extremism and
so does it mean going around telling white people not to wear this, not to wear that? Is that what it is? So what Ali Dawa was doing is correct?
I don't see Ali Dawa going around to people saying wear this.
There's videos of him.
I don't think I've seen that. But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is, Latifa, do you agree that the legislation of Allah is the best legislation?
Yes, I do agree. But I don't like the methods. Okay, but the thing is, right, I'm telling you, Orthodox, the Muslim men, they don't follow things properly, okay? And at the end of the day, isn't it the men are the leaders? Prophet, peace be upon him, led us to Islam, right? He, the messenger, okay? But how can you expect women of society to follow everything properly if the men aren't leading them to follow?
I agree.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I'll tell you the
I agree. Men should be leaders of their household, keep their women at home.
Yes, 100%. But the thing is, unfortunately, the society that we live in, it's not. I know the Quran is beautiful, but when people don't follow it properly, and you live in a place where people are not following it, right? It is extremely. You can't live a life where for example, okay, let's put into example. Okay, as I follow Islam 100%, right? Like blah blah blah, follow. Nowadays, especially in the UK, a man can't fully provide for his wife. This is a problem, and it's an economic problem.
Where'd you get that from?
A lot of men are broke here. A lot of men are broke. They can't afford.
Men are broke.
No, so, because Latifa, our salaries are very low. Our salaries are low.
It's okay, Latifa. Just because somebody's broke, it doesn't mean he can't provide.
But provide what? It's going to be such a horrible life. What kind of house you're going to have? The kids
wait,
can't
Latifa,
have food on the table.
What does this have to do with anything we're talking about?
Okay, because Islam says provide. So I'm saying, okay, a woman has to go out and work.
Islam says provide, but if you are living in circumstances which doesn't allow you to do something, then your intention is rewarded. This is completely different from anything else.
But I don't want to.
Do you agree you should, like the Quran says, submit and obey to your husband?
Yeah, but I ain't obeying him if I'm splitting bills half. You know what I'm saying? I'm not obeying him. Because think about it. Yeah, imagine.
That's valid. That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Because imagine I work really hard.
Good. No, we're on the same page.
Because imagine I work really hard. And I out earn him. Right? Okay, let's say I make more, because I'm very ambitious, I'm gonna tell you that. Imagine I make more money than him, and I have to come back and obey him. It's really hard to do that.
Nobody told you. Nobody, first of all, you should always do what Allah commanded you to do, even if your husband, because there's a difference, right? If your husband is not providing because he's stingy or he's stripping the rights of Allah that he should provide for you from you, then that's a different story. But if you just happen to be in a marriage relationship where you just happen to out-earn your spouse, and he's not stingy, he wants to provide for you, it just happens that, you're better off, then no, you still have to obey him. Because he's not stripping away the right of Allah from you. He's doing his best. And maybe you shouldn't even be in that marriage to begin with. Nobody forced you to marry somebody who you out-earn. But that's besides the point, Latifa. Let's stick on the point. Sumaya, 1 second. Can we agree, Latifa, that one of the greatest evils you already said is spreading kufr and disbelief?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Ayah spreads kufr and disbelief, therefore ayah is spreading the greatest evil.
I don't believe in bashing people. I just don't believe in that.
So why does the Quran bash people?
I don't believe in dude, I don't even think she has that much influence, to be fair. I don't even think anybody
Of course she does. She has hundreds of thousands of people tuning into all the time.
Yeah, but look, if you have strong Islamic knowledge, whatever, you're not going to be influenced by her.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. A lot of people do end up getting influenced by her. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Even the Prophet prayed. What's it called? Yeah, مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. Right? Stabilize our hearts upon your religion. Right? This is the Prophet used to make this dua. Now, the Quran bashes people. The Quran bashes Trinitarians. The Quran says the people of the book are the worst of creatures. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ وَالْمُشْرِكِينَ فِي نَارِ جَهَنَّمْ خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا أَبَدًا أُولَٰئِكَ هُمْ شَرُّ الْبَرِيَّةِ. Those disbeliever, mushrikeen, polytheists, and those who disbelieve from the people of the book, they are in the hellfire, abiding in it eternally. Those are the worst of creatures. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the whole chapter. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. Allah bashes people, right? And this person is publicly calling towards kufr, shirk, disbelief in Allah. So there's no abada, sorry guys. Khalidina fiha. Yes, you're right. Thank you for correcting me. So this is why we call out against her, Latifa. So I think we should be on the same page then.
No, we're not on the same page still.
How are we not? What are you disagreeing with?
I'm sorry, I know someone else wants to speak. What I'm disagreeing with is putting her picture here saying kafir. I think no, you're not one to judge. Only Allah can judge. This is the thing with you guys.
Show me in the Quran where it says. Show me in the Quran where it says. Show me in the Quran where it says.
You can't do that.
Okay, well, Allah says I
don't think Allah would be happy saying this.
Okay, let me tell you. Allah said, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ.
Can you bash Ali Dawah next, please? If you bash Ali Dawah next, then I'll be happy.
Listen, Latifa.
Ali Dawah's picture. Sorry, go on.
Allah says, judge by what Allah has revealed, those are the disbelieving ones. So Allah says, if you don't judge by what Allah has revealed, then you have committed kufr. So Allah says, you have to judge.
Can you put Ali Dawah's picture next and
I don't have a problem with Ali Dawah.
Why?
What's the problem with Ali Dawah?
Do you know how he acts in real life? He looks down on the floor.
Yes, I've met Ali Dawah in real life. I spent some time with him.
He's so weird. He's a very strange individual.
What's you guys' obsession with Ali Dawah? I don't get it.
He goes to MMA fights and supports these men. Like he starts cheering for them.
Okay, what's the problem? What did Ali Dawah? Ali Dawah just advises women to do better. But
why doesn't he advise the men to cover their own?
He does. Have you seen his?
Doesn't. Then why did he pay for a ticket to go to an MMA fight?
He dropped a video against Tate. Did you see that one?
Why did he go?
Wait. Did you see?
Oh my God, Tate has been charged with like 56 counts.
Okay. Did you see? Okay. So why? So if he's only against women, then why does he drop videos against men all the time?
No,
that's bare minimum. He's a criminal.
You see, the problem is it's because you don't see the content that's against men. You're not interested in that.
I want you Orthodox. You have a mission now. Next time you call the men out. Okay. Can I tell you something? I think the men are can I be real? Yeah. I think
let me call out a man right now. There's a guy
more problematic than the woman.
Hold on. There's a guy called Hussein, Pakistani guy from the UK, who's a fan of Ayah. He has 500,000 followers.
Not this.
I call him out. If he believes in what Ayah believes in, then he's also
no. It's relating to her. Can I ask you, how does your wife feel that you talk about?
Oh, okay. So now when I call out a man, it doesn't count.
How does your wife feel about
can't
this?
Win.
Orthodox. How does your wife feel about you talking about Ayah a lot? How does she feel?
She thinks that Ayah is a kafira, murtadda, mushrika.
But doesn't she find it strange that you talk about her a lot? I'm sorry, if I was married, my husband kept talking about another woman, I'll feel weird about it.
No, my wife knows that what I'm doing is virtuous.
It's definitely not. But I would like to address Miss Cora on the panel because I actually respect her opinion. I think she's an intelligent person.
Yeah, go for it.
But I think that it's really disgusting. I'm not speaking to Cora, I'm talking about the prop in general. But to declare that someone is a gaffer when even God says that the prophet doesn't know what's in people's hearts. So like for people to claim that Ayah is a gaffer just because you may not like some of the positions she holds is just really disgusting and it's evil to do. Not to mention, I can even understand, even if you don't like her positions and you maybe even think that she is deviant. Okay, so what? That doesn't mean she's a gaffer. You're not the arbiter of what makes someone...
Sorry, you're not the arbiter, that point, though.
But we didn't pass that point, though. Unfortunately,
we passed the point of deviancy.
No, we aren't the arbiters of what makes someone a Muslim. If she says that she believes in God and the messenger, that's that she is a Muslim. Like you can't just declare no, because you don't like their position.
That's not how that works. Just because somebody claims that they believe in Allah and His messenger, let me ask you this. So let's say somebody walks up to you, say, I believe in Allah and His messenger. You walk into their bedroom, they're worshiping a cross. Are they a Muslim?
I'm not going to.
They're prostrate into a cross. Are you going to takfir them or are you going to say, nope, they're still a Muslim?
I would personally never takfir anyone. I find that to be I genuinely
they're worshiping a cross, bro.
But I don't find I don't think that's within my benefit. Like at the end of the day, if someone tells me they're Muslim,
it's wajib for you. Wait, no, it's wajib for you. No,
it's wajib for me to call someone a kafir.
So it's wajib to takfir the kuffar, right? No. So let me tell you this. So let me ask you this: can you be a Muslim while saying that Christians aren't disbelievers, or Jews aren't disbelievers, or Hindus aren't disbelievers? In order for you to be a Muslim, you need to takfir the kuffar. That's necessary.
Who are you to say who's a Muslim or not?
That's what I'm saying. That is a different position.
We go based on Allah Azza wa Jalla and what His messenger says.
No, you're not Allah. Like the way you talk is like, sorry.
But that's different.
Latifa, I'm not talking to you. Sorry, go ahead.
That's different than what I'm saying. I understand that, there should be lines. Like, obviously, if you never have a definition for anything, then anything is anything. I understand that. If a Christian, obviously, if someone declares they're Christian, someone declares they're a Hindu,
the reason why I didn't make, I didn't make the example of outward declaration that I'm a Christian or a Jew. I'm talking about actions. Because in Islam, I agree, you can't cut open people's hearts and see what's inside of it. But in Islam, we do something called judging by what is apparent. If somebody is claiming to be a Muslim with their tongue, but all of their actions contradict Islam and constitute disbelief in Islam, we can't consider that person a Muslim.
But we can, because that's your position. That
no. From the Islam, according to Islam, you can't consider that person a Muslim. That's why I gave you the example. That's why I gave you the example of somebody. They walk up to you, they say, "I believe in Allah and His messenger." You walk into their bedroom, they're prostrate into a cross. Are you really going to affirm that person's Islam in that moment? You see them straight up worshiping a cross. Is that person a Muslim?
The point is, though, is that, okay, even if I grant that scenario, the point is, in Aya's situation, she has never done anything that egregious to declare that she's a
Yes, she has. She's done worse than sit down and prostrate to a cross. I'll be 100% transparent with you.
The most she's done is have, first of all, I personally like Aya. I think she may have some deviant opinions, and even if she does the bounds of Islam are very large. You can have deviant opinions and still be a Muslim.
I'll be honest with you, she's done worse than every single Christian that's out here prostrate into crosses. And I'll give you an example, right?
There was not even a factual statement. How can you say she's done worse than every Christian?
One moment. I'm in the middle of talking. So the point that I'm making, the point that I'm making, right, is she 100% is causing so many problems for the Muslims. And one of them is she sat on a live within the past 48 hours and said that she is going to make her own personal new Islam. And her new Islam, one of the stipulations is that all of the individuals who are attracted to the same exact, gender are going to go to heaven, and they are going to be in heaven higher than the prophets. Anyone who doesn't takfir that person, in my eyes, that to me, that puts question on that person's Islam. Imagine somebody walks up to you, says, I'm going to make my own version of Islam, and these are all of the stipulations in this new version of Islam. It's called Pink Cherry Islam. You're telling me that person's still a Muslim?
But Miss, what you're failing to acknowledge is that a lot of stuff she does is she's trolling. She's making fun
that's even worse. That's even worse. Because, wait, hold on, because that's istihza. Wait, hold on. That's even worse because that's joking with the religion.
No, wait, let me finish. She's making a point, and she's making a mockery, and she's proving how foolish the hyper Salafi and like this weird extremist version of Islam. It's called satire. She's directly making fun of it to prove how ridiculous that not you, but some extremists.
I understand the point that you're making, but here's the problem. It's bad either way. Because let's say, I'll put it on two different sides. In one hand, she actually believes all of those things. Still, major kufr takes you out of the fold of Islam, she's not a Muslim. And on the other hand, if she's joking, she's making a mockery of the religion of Islam, she's doing istihza, and she's still a disbeliever in Islam. So either or, the conclusion is the exact same. She's still a disbeliever in either situation.
But no, it's not, because satire is an actual literary device you use.
Wait, hold on. But in Islam, there's no such thing as being satire with Islam. That's disbelief.
No, that's not true. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys just have a very narrow view of what makes someone a Muslim.
Sumaya, can we just read the Quran?
Yes, we have an ayah in the Quran that says what I just said.
Can I finish?
Sumaya, no, Sumaya, you can't. Just wait. Let's just quote the Quran.
Islam is a very vast religion. Let me finish.
Dude, let's just quote the Quran. Let's just. Okay, now we're talking about literary device. Let's just see what the Quran says.
Can I finish what I'm saying and you can say what you want?
All right, just finish. Finish, no problem. Let me pull up the verse.
Well, as I said, Islam is a
verse 65
religion, a vast religion where there is so many opinions and lines of thought and reasoning that is allowed in our religion. So just because someone, once again, I can even see, I don't think so, but I can even see if you guys thought she held some deviant positions, that's fine. You can even call her deviant, but to suggest that she's a gaffer just because—
But here's the thing, Sumaya, we want to read an ayah of the Quran.
Let's read the verse, Sumaya. You said, it's very interesting to me, right? Because your you feminist version of extreme Islam, extremist hyper Salafi, is really just Islam being practiced, right?
That's not true.
It is. Just watch, right? Because you don't like Islam, you hate Islam. You want—
You're just like putting accusations on me.
I'm gonna show you why that is. Because what you just said is extreme. Is explicitly what the ayah of the Quran says. Let's read it. Okay. 1 sec. You said, Sumaya, what Quran just described as extreme, right?
No, I said that accusing someone of being a gaffer because you don't like some of their deviant beliefs.
No.
Yeah, wait.
We're referring to something else that you said.
Hold on, what are you talking about? You said accusing somebody of disbelief just because they're joking is extreme Salafi Islam, right?
Yes, I believe that.
Okay, now watch this. Let's see if she's gonna keep the same rhetoric after she hears the verse. Surah At-Tawbah, verse 65. وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ لَيَقُولُنَّ إِنَّمَا كُنَّا نَخُوضُ وَنَلْعَبُ قُلْ أَبِاللَّهِ وَآيَاتِهِ وَرُسُلِهِ كُنْتُمْ تَسْتَهْزِئُونَ. If you question them, they will certainly say, we were only just joking around. Say, was it Allah, His revelations, and His messenger you ridiculed? Now watch what comes after. لا تعتذروا قد كفرتم بعد إيمانكم. Make no excuses. You have fallen into disbelief after you have believed. Is it still extreme? Sumaya, is it? Sumaya,
Bro,
is it
like,
still
you
extreme?
haven't-
No. Sumaya, is it still
big
extreme?
deal. If someone makes a joke,
No.
Okay, Latifa, wallahi.
Sumaya, is it extreme still?
Bro, let me answer. No, it's not extreme because the ayah doesn't disprove what I'm saying. Because ayah is not. Bro, ayah is
So it's not extreme
Can
anymore.
No, I said I still is extreme because the verse you just recited doesn't disprove what I'm saying.
Well, what did the verse say? Wait.
So what does the verse
You're
say?
saying that if they're mocking God in the religion, ayah is not doing that. She is mocking.
That's not what
It doesn't say mocking God in the religion.
Says. That's not
Bro,
what the
she
verse
is
says.
mocking you all's extremist interpretation of the religion.
No,
That is why
wait,
she's
hold on,
making a mockery.
Sumaya.
How
I
is
don't
she
think
making a mockery of
Sumaya. Wait,
God?
hold on, Sumaya.
Go ahead, man.
I think
Go ahead.
think you misunderstood. I think you might have misunderstood what the verse is saying. The verse is saying that those who joke about the religion, that say, "Oh, we're just joking" and stuff like that, those are the people who are ridiculing and mocking Allah's revelation and His messenger, and that those are the people who disbelieved. The action that's constituting disbelief is the fact that they're quote unquote joking around.
Not only that,
wrong.
wait,
You're
Latifa,
inferring it wrong.
Latifa, not only that, Sumaya. The girl said, in my version of Islam, LGTVs will go to heaven. Is that mocking the Quran, or do you think the Quran teaches LGBTVs?
When did she say that?
Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys.
Sumaya, does the Quran say LGBTV is okay?
I'm not here to debate that. I'm here to debate.
Just what's your position? Does the Quran say LGBTV is okay?
I don't condemn anyone based on their sexuality.
Dude, you are, wallahi, billahi, tallahi, Sumaya, you are not a Muslim.
Okay,
you yourself are not a Muslim.
You can't say that.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just declare
Wallahi, you are not a Muslim and you are a Hindu. How about that?
Okay. I mean, I don't really care.
You and I are together.
You just insulted
You hate
her.
Islam.
You're not judging me on the day of
Wallahi,
judgment.
you're not a Muslim.
I don't need to.
You have negated what is ma'loom min ad-din bid-darura, that what is known in the religion by necessity. You are simply a disbeliever.
You think I'm a Muslim? You're not judging me on the day of judgment. I don't care whether
Sumaya, you are not a Muslim. You're not Muslim.
Wait. Sumaya, wait, don't you agree?
Cora, are you married?
Sumaya,
yes.
Latifa, please don't speak to me. With that being said, Sumaya, because why are you asking people whether or not they're married? What's going on here?
Are you married? Because someone in the comments asked me to ask you.
What the heck? That's none of anybody's business. No.
So you're not.
The heck? Anyways.
Okay. Is it haram for you to come on live and speak to men?
No. Yeah, I'm sitting here talking to you guys.
So you're not a Muslim. There you go.
What?
There's another inference for you guys.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah, because it's haram to speak to men. Why are you speaking to men?
It's haram. Okay, you know
what,
so
you're not a Muslim. There you go.
Miss Cora, do you believe that
takfir coming from kuffar? Oh, I'm so scared. Anyways,
you call me kuffar. I think
I actually wouldn't say Latifa.
To men, I think you're kuffar.
Bro, Latifa did the wait. Hold on, Liviana.
Where's your wali? Where's your wali?
Wait, calm
Where's
down,
your wali?
bro, Latifa. Wait, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you, bro.
I know, but Latifa, I hope you know, Latifa. Even if
because you're preaching like you're perfect, but you're not.
Nobody's preaching like they're perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Where's your wali?
We're just reiterating here. Let me just reiterate what Cora has been saying to Sumaya this whole time. This is from Al-Qadi Iyad, okay, one of the most prolific classical scholars.
Bro, why do you keep speaking? We're talking to Cora. She actually has some.
Yeah, I know. Me and Cora are one.
Cora is doing haram right now.
Let me read it. ولهذا نكفر من دان بغير ملة المسلمين من الملل أو وقف فيهم أو شك أو صحح مذهبهم وإن أظهر مع ذلك الإسلام واعتقد إبطال كل مذهب سواه فهو كافر بإظهاره ما أظهر من خلاف ذلك. This is what Cora says. Let me translate. Let me translate.
I'm not interested in what
Let me translate. Why you're not interested in truth? I know.
I'm not because Cora, I don't worship the scholars.
Oh, you don't. You worship yourself, and you're
just lying on me. But okay.
You worship your goddesses. So here we go.
Okay.
It says, and this is why we declare to be disbelievers those who follow the religions of the other religions other than the Muslims, or he withheld judgment from declaring them disbelievers, or doubted their disbelief.
I don't care. I don't worship the thoughts of the scholars.
Or approved of their religion, even if such a person is a Muslim on the apparent, and his beliefs are Muslims on the apparent, and he believes that Islam is the religion to God, even if he prays, even if he fasts, فهو كافر بإظهاره ما ظهر من خلاف ذلك.
Wait.
This person is a kafir. He's a disbeliever.
Why are you in Korah 1? Are you married?
No.
Then why are you 1?
Because we have the same purpose.
So is your wife okay with you speaking to Korah?
No, I would like to speak to Korah.
Yeah, my wife is okay with me doing polemics and apologetics.
Bro, can you stop talking?
Latifa, I don't know why you're worried about my wife. I don't know, like, what's going on?
No, because I'm trying to find the loophole here because something sus is going on.
Something sus? The only thing sus
can
here.
You stop talking? We're trying to speak to
The only thing sus here is Sumaya thinking that LGBT TVs are okay and she doesn't want to judge people. I never
said that. You're literally just putting words in my mouth.
She said she doesn't judge them. That's what she said.
You said you don't judge people based on their sexuality.
Bro, you're making things up. I said I don't condemn anyone for their sexuality.
Do you condemn LGBT as haram?
Buddy, what do you not understand?
Do you condemn it as haram?
I don't condemn anyone for
this. Okay, Sumaya, you're not understanding the question. He's not even asking you judge the individual people. He's saying the ideology, the thing that they're doing. Do you condemn the action?
What you guys are not understanding though is that
no. Please answer the question. Wait, hold on. Please answer the question.
I actually want to speak to you because I actually respect you as a person and not him. Let me tell you this.
Because we're saying the exact same.
You shouldn't respect.
We're literally saying the exact same thing. That there's no disconnect.
I'm speaking to Ms. Cora. Okay, the problem is with you, and this is the problem generally with Muslims. You guys, takfiring ayah and LGBT blah blah, is you can be. Islam is a vast religion. You can be many things and still be Muslims. It's called being a human being.
Yeah, you can. Wait, hold on. You can be a sinner. Wait, hold on, Sumaya. You can be a sinner and still be a Muslim, but you can't be a kafir and still be a Muslim. That's the problem. You can't be a kafir and a Muslim at the same time.
One more time. That was beautiful. One more time. You can't be what?
Buddy, can you shut up? Like you're just.
I just want to hear that again. That was beautiful. What was it?
Bro, you can be a sinner and still be a Muslim, but you can't be a kafir and still be a Muslim, bro. That's the point that's going on here. That's the problem here. You guys aren't understanding, and I don't see, bro. Listen, maybe like 6 months ago, a year ago, maybe there could have been some ta'wil for ayah, bro. The stuff that we've been seeing for the past couple of months, bro, it's the most clear-cut kufr I've ever seen on any of these apps.
That's gonna be my new saying on my green screen now.
It's genuine. It's the most clear-cut kufr I've ever seen on any of these apps from a creator, bro. It's absurd. And Sumaya, I do want to have a conversation.
There's a bigger issue. It's not that just Ayah is a kafira now. It's Sumaya is also joined her to be a kafira. Sumaya, you are a disbeliever now.
No, you're just lying on me. Like,
no, I'm not lying. Do you condemn LGBTV as haram, Sumaya?
I think what she's trying to say is that she doesn't judge them.
Just wait, Latifa, you're just background noise. Sumaya, is it haram?
Background noise.
Bro, I already answered that question. Like you're trying to put me.
Is it haram?
I already told you, and I'll say it 400 times. I don't condemn anyone for their sexuality.
Wallahi billahi, you're a disbeliever.
Okay, like you're just lying and
holy crap, this is crazy.
But you're like, this is the problem. You think that you are the arbiter of what makes someone a Muslim. Like
no, Allah and His Messenger is, and I am transmitting
you're not Allah,
that knowledge.
Nor are you His messenger, so you can't have any authority.
So that's the most intellectually bankrupt, slow, simpleton stuff I've ever heard in my life. So let me tell you why that's a false inference and that doesn't follow.
I actually just want to talk to Cora because
I know you want to talk to Cora because I'm an evil bearded man, right? So Sumaya, look,
because you don't make any sense and you're disrespectful.
No, it's because I'm not Hindu like you. Sumaya, here's the issue, Sumaya, right? Here's the issue. Let me tell you something, all right? If you commit a nullifier of the religion, then this makes you a non-Muslim. from the Quran,
You're
from the
acting like I'm
Sunnah.
arguing with that point. My problem is that I don't believe Ayah has done any nullifier of the religion.
No,
That
no,
is the
we can go through the nullifiers.
done
That's
one.
fine.
something
You just committed
bro,
one.
you're arguing with something that I have never said.
What are the nullifiers of the
You're
what
not
are the
listening.
what are the nullifiers of Islam?
Associating partners with God and saying that the prophet is not the last messenger. Those are the nullifiers.
Okay, what else?
Those are there's no other nullifiers.
There's no other nullifiers?
God,
What?
associating partners with God and saying that the messenger, that's the shahada. Do you not know the shahada? That's what's in the shahada. If you negate any of those two things, you are not a Muslim.
So show me where the shahada says Muhammad is the final messenger.
Bro, that is the end of the story. Like you're trying.
No. Show me where the shahada says Muhammad is the final messenger.
No, I don't have to say that. It's common sense.
Or where is it common sense? Show me.
Bro, I'm not even debating with you. I'm talking
Okay,
Quran. You're just
Sumaya,
I don't want to have anything to do with your
Sumaya, you are exhibit B of a Juwayhila. Like,
bro,
so
can you
ignorant.
be quiet? Like you're
Sumaya,
just annoying.
Sumaya, look, Sumaya.
We're talking to bro. I'm not
you
talking to you.
You are
Buddy,
worshiping.
I'm not
You are worshiping
to
your
you.
femininity.
And you worship your scholars.
Or-
And you
Sumaya,
worship your scholars.
oh yeah,
You
is the
worship your
Quran
scholars.
is the Quran telling me to worship my scholars when it says
You
if you
worship
don't know
your
something?
scholars, buddy.
So
That's
okay,
what you do.
okay,
It's
watch
gross.
this. I worship the scholars, right? So why does the
do.
Quran? Okay, so why does the Quran say that the scholars fear God the most, and if you are in doubt, then ask the scholars?
But the scholars
Okay,
talk a lot of
does it
crap.
tell
I'm
you
not
to
gonna
worship
lie.
Answer that for
scholars?
me. Answer that.
Buddy, does it tell you to worship the scholars?
It says to ask them for questions and answers. Go ahead.
Okay, what is your point? I said you
Okay,
worship
so the
scholars.
Quran tells you to
do.
listen to scholars, right?
You can take their opinion in consideration. You don't worship their
Dude, you are worshiping yourself. I'm telling
No,
you.
you worship the
You
scholars.
are literally worshiping yourself.
Sumaya, bro, listen, dude. I'm gonna be 100% because I want to get back to this point. You said that you haven't seen Ayah commit any nullifiers.
Yes,
right?
she has not.
Okay, first off, I think we're a bit confused. There's more nullifiers than just saying denying Allah and His Messenger and associating partners with Allah. There's more to that. In fact, wait, hold on. You said that Ayah is doing all this crazy stuff to be satire, right?
Yeah, she does.
She's saying all of this stuff. That's the sixth nullifier of Islam. That is literally the sixth nullifier. Joking with the religion.
Where did this?
That's the sixth nullifier of Islam.
No, I'm saying where did that come from? I'd like to know.
We extracted this from the Quran, Surah At-Tawbah, ayah 65. Ayah 65 through 66.
Yeah,
Surah
so
9, verses 65 through 66. We extract that nullifier from the Quran, from Allah's speech.
No, that's worshiping the scholars. That's an extrapolation from the scholars.
That's literally what Allah said. That's what Allah said.
I'm telling you, Cora, wallahi, these feminists are worse than Christians. Wallahi, you are worse than a Christian.
Why are you insulting her? This is what I'm talking about.
I'm not insulting her, dude.
You called her Hindu.
This state of the ummah is so sad. You are literally worse than a Brahman.
People's not gonna help.
Sumaya, this is wallahi, if you pass away on this state, you're going to hell. Uqsum
Bro,
billah.
you're not God. Like, you can't tell me where I'm going.
Wallahi, if you pass away without repentance, you're going to hell with Pharaoh.
Buddy,
Uqsum
you
billah.
are not
Wallahi,
God. Like,
I'm
this
serious.
is your problem. This is the problem.
Wallahi, you're going to go to hell if you don't
guys think
repent.
you're little gods on earth. You're not. The only person...
I'm not the little...
I'm
not little God on earth.
I'm not talking to you, Cora, actually. I actually respect you. I'm talking to the brother on the panel.
Why don't you... Sumaya, why don't you... Hold on, why don't you...
God on earth, and you're declaring people are kafir, you're declaring people are going to hell. Like, you're not...
Sumaya, here's the problem, Sumaya, right?
The prophet of God couldn't even declare that, and who are you?
Oh, the prophet couldn't declare that?
The prophet of God couldn't. God tells him in the book that he doesn't know what's in people's heart. Are you higher than him? Do you know what's in people's heart?
What does not knowing what's in people's hearts have to do with declaring somebody disbeliever based on apparent action?
Because belief resides in the heart. Like...
Okay, so Sumaya, that's called irja. You just fell into a heresy. Lord have mercy.
No, I didn't.
Okay, Sumaya. Let me teach you, Sumaya. You just said iman. You just said iman is only in the heart, which is the heresy of the Murji'a. Okay,
you're just lying. You're lying.
You just said it's in the heart. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying you're lying and making things up and extrapolating and worshiping.
Is iman only in the heart?
Yes, it is.
Allahu
That's
Akbar.
that's the Sumaya. That's false.
Where else does belief reside? I'm genuinely curious. Where does belief reside?
There's more than just belief in the heart. That's the point. In Islam, we don't believe that you just believe. Wait, hold on. In Islam, we don't believe that iman is just what's in your heart. We don't believe that.
But that's not what I said, though. You guys are reducing.
Okay, so then
what I said is that
maybe I
iman.
misunderstood.
Iman is in your heart. Yes, certain manifestations of your iman.
Is it only in the heart though?
Yes, it's in your heart. Certain manifestations can prove your iman by praying, whatever, doing righteous deeds can prove your iman.
Oh boy.
Iman is only in your heart. It only resides in your heart.
Show me in the Quran. Show me in the Quran and the Sunnah where iman is only in the heart.
Bro, like you're just acting like debate, bro. Show me this, show me that. No, I'm not arguing with you.
Okay, so Sumaya, you could just take things out of your backside and expect us to believe it.
I'm not even speaking to you.
Okay, hold on.
You think you're literally a little god on earth
let's
telling
go to the
people they're going to hell. They're going to this. It's disgusting.
Just look. Let's go to the Quran. In chapter 2 in Surah Al-Baqarah, in verses 140 to 143, Allah calls the prayer of the believers to be iman. That's number one. So the actions. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Action is iman. Then you have chapter 8, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the believers are those whose hearts tremble when Allah is mentioned. So that's the heart. Then in the next verse he says, الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. So they have iman in the heart and they have iman in the limbs, those who establish the prayer and spend from what we have provided them. Okay? And you also have chapter 49, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَرْتَابُوا وَجَاهَدُوا بِأَمْوَالِهِمْ وَأَنفُسِهِمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. The believers, those who have iman, are only those who believe in Allah and His Messenger. They do not doubt and strive with their wealth and their lives in the path of Allah. So from the Quran, iman is the belief in the heart, the testimony of the lips, la ilaha illallah, and the actions of the limbs, not just in the heart. So if somebody...
I love how you argue against points that I've never made. Like I said previously...
Did you not say iman is only in the heart?
And I said that the manifestations of iman are action-wise, which you just proved. Yes, I didn't say you should just believe.
Which means it's not only in the heart, right?
Buddy, I didn't say you should just say believe and not do anything about that. Yes, you should pray. Yes, you should fast. Yes, you should do manifestations of...
Goodness gracious.
Okay.
Wow.
Here's the problem, though. I think you worded it in a way that made it sound problematic. We as Muslims, we can't say iman is only in the heart. We can't. We don't believe that. We believe that there's 3 different forms. It comes in action, it comes in speech, you testifying with your tongue, actions on the limbs, and your belief in the heart. That all of those are iman. The 2 of those are not in the heart.
No, I actually have a question for you regarding that scenario. If someone believes, and this is genuine, that they believe in Allah, they believe in the messenger, but they never do anything about it, they don't pray, they don't fast, they don't go to masjid, they just don't act on that belief, are they still Muslim?
Okay, yeah, so if an individual believes in their heart that Islam is true, but let's say, for example, they refuse to take the shahada and they refuse to do anything that a Muslim does.
They say they're Muslim, but they just don't act upon it.
Well, what do you mean act upon it?
Like, meaning they don't do any of the requirements that we believe Muslims should. They don't pray, they don't fast, they don't go to Jummah. Any of these requirements that we believe Muslims should do.
It depends. So, let's say, for example, if an individual's let's say the individual's a man, right? And they refuse to go to Jum'ah on Friday. And they refuse to go to the masjid and pray in congregation, which it's an obligation for the men. That would constitute a major sin. That wouldn't take them out of the fold of Islam. But let's say some individual, they decide they're going to abandon prayer fully. And they're arrogant. They're like, nope, I don't need to do it. That constitutes disbelief. They're not a Muslim.
Yeah, so I feel like that is just where the disagreement lies, because
no, that's what Islam says.
No, but
do you think that somebody do you think that somebody can abandon an obligation that Allah gives them fil Quran out of arrogance and still be a Muslim? Of course not.
I mean, well, I don't think that because you abandon salah, that's because of arrogance. It could be because of laziness. It could be
I stipulated because of arrogance, because they're just like, nope, I don't need to do it. See, that's why I said it depends, because laziness and all this different stuff, we can have a conversation pertaining to that. But I'm talking about an individual, they put their hands up saying, nope, I don't need to do it. I don't need to go to Jum'ah on Friday. I don't need to. All right, bro.
Yeah, that might be a different scenario. But once again, just to reiterate the topic at hand, this is just where the fundamental disagreement lies, is because I believe in not just me saying it, I feel like there's evidence to back this up, that you can be a Muslim and not be on the straight and narrow and be a perfect Muslim. Like, yes, you can.
I agree. Bro, listen, Sumaya. Do you not remember what I said?
But just give me 1 second. I believe you can be even a so-called deviant. I don't even consider I a deviant, but I'm saying I can believe even, and I'm sure through a Salafi lens, whatever, through a more stricter Muslim lens, you might consider her deviant. Okay, I can even grant that. You can still be a Muslim though. That is, my problem is that if you guys called her a deviant, whatever, I'd still
We're not, but here's the thing. Remember how I started this conversation. First off, I agree with you. That's the reason why I said you can be a sinner and be a Muslim, but you can't be a kafir and be a Muslim. All of those things, for example, let's say an individual doesn't want to go to Jum'ah and it's required for them. They're a man. They have to go to the masjid, pray Jum'ah, and it's required for them. That's a sin. They're still a Muslim, but they're a sinner. Things of that nature. But Aya, we're past the point of deviancy. She's fallen into straight, clear-cut kufr on multiple occasions. She's violated multiple nullifiers of Islam. She's fallen into multiple.
And that's just where the disagreement lies, because
here's the thing.
Not getting anywhere with this girl.
Yeah, this isn't going to go anywhere. But here's the thing, Sumaya, I'm gonna be 100% transparent with you. That we kept it really simple. You gave two options. You said either Aya actually believes what she's saying, or she's rage baiting. She's essentially trolling, right? Both of those constitute disbelief according to Islam. If she actually believes the things that she's saying, I'm going to create my own new Islam, and the individuals that fall into X, Y, and Z sin, they're going to go to heaven. And not only are they going to go to heaven, they're going to be above the prophets in heaven. So she's saying that individuals that are falling into such disgusting things, they're all going to go to heaven. And not only that, they're going to be above the best of creation. That is disbelief.
Cora, she doesn't care because she thinks homos are completely fine. She said it. She thinks.
You stop talking for me.
She thinks being a homo is okay.
Okay, I don't know why you're saying homo like it's a slur. I don't care.
It is a slur. It is a slur. It's disgusting.
I'm not even speaking to you. I'm talking to Cora. Like I said earlier, my belief is that satire is a literary device to use to show the hypocrisy, the incredulousness of a situation, which is what
I understand. But it's but when it's used pertaining to religion, when you're using being satire, that literary device, and you use that pertaining to Islam, that's major kufr that takes you out of the fold of Islam.
And that's okay.
And that's according and by the way, that's according to Allah's words. Those in the ayat of the Quran itself. No, it's according to Surah 9, verses 66 through 65 through 66.
Unfortunately, you already read the ayah, and I already debunked that.
Sumaya, you didn't. The only thing you debunked is yourself here.
Why are you talking to me?
Sorry. Your time is ticking. Can you kick her? Bye.
Bro, like you're just weird.
Bye. Get out of here. Holy, yo, we got a lot of work to do. I'm gonna switch my content. Yo, can we block this person?
Yeah. I don't know.
What is going on, man?
It's just spam sending the song gifts.
Oh my god, yes. Just block him, bro.
Yeah, I've blocked them, but obviously he spammed it, so it's gonna keep coming. Just give it a minute. Flips it.
Bro, my god, dude.
Yeah, it's a 200 coin gift. It's gonna happen like probably another 3 or 4 more times. Just put the volume down. Till then, guys, if you can hear me,
yo, turn off gifts.
One.
Turn off gifts, bro. If you can.
Yeah, it stopped.
All right.
Press 1. Cool. If you're a hadith rejector, we'll bring you up.
All right. So I just want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
After this live, I have realized, bro, why are people still sending?
Yeah, they're getting blocked. Obviously,
After this live, I have realized that we have a lot of work to do. I'm gonna shift my content to 50% anti-feminism because this is crazy. This is literally crazy, bro. We got these women just committing kufr like it's sabah al-khair. Kufr like good morning.
Yeah.
Kufr for breakfast. Kufr for dinner. What is going on?
Well,
and they think there's nothing wrong with it. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Well, Orthodox, Libyana, there's a girl here called Pri. I remember a comment from her about half an hour ago. She said something like, Aya doesn't reject Islam, she rejects Sunnism.
Okay, Pri, what's up? Welcome.
Pri, I've seen your comment earlier. Go ahead.
Okay, hey. I follow Aya, and, you know, Cora mentioned earlier, there is like some content which, you know, classified her as being kafir, but I haven't seen everything, so, you know, I don't agree with everything that she says, but, you know, ever since following her and seeing her content, I have, like, looked into a few things, and oftentimes in her content, she will mention that it's Sunnism that she is basically against, and that she is following Quran and Quran only. So
yeah, that's just kufr. So Pri, let me tell you something about psychology, okay? If hypothetically, if somebody really didn't like Islam, they don't like what Islam stands for, what it teaches, right? But they want to cope with it, and oh my God, dude, can we turn off the GIF, dude? Turn them off. Somebody turn off the GIF.
Libyan, the only way I know how to turn off the GIF is if I ended the live. I don't know how
you could do it in the live, dude.
Oh, how? Does anyone know? What is it? Settings?
Like, bro, these people are just trying to ruin the live. Look what they're sending.
Yeah, I know. Guys, anyone know who's a host who can come up and tell me? I don't know how to turn off the GIFs, I'll be honest, I don't know.
Go to the settings of your live, maybe?
Settings, voice monitor.
If you can find it, find gifts, turn off.
Wallahi, I don't see it. I'm
Whatever, bro. We'll try our best.
All right, I'm on mute. I'm looking. I'll see if I know how to do it.
So, Pri, if somebody if somebody hates Islam, they don't like what Islam stands for, what Islam teaches, but they want to do that in a clever way where they don't want to come out and say, hey, I'm not Muslim anymore. This is why Islam sucks. They want to have the label, right? But they still, at the same time, want to dump on core Islamic foundations and principles. How would they do it, hypothetically?
yeah, like they will go like a roundabout way of doing it, you know, appear as if, well, what is that?
Sorry about that.
I am blocking them. I am blocking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like I get it. They would like, you know, go a roundabout way of doing it, but you know, we're warned about this. You know, those who appear to be believers, but actually they're, you know,
right. So they would do something along the lines of what Aya is doing. Hey guys, what I'm speaking about, don't worry. What I'm speaking about is not Islam, it's Sunnism. But really, what she's standing against is not Sunnism, right? What she's standing against is just the core foundations of Islam that all sects take to be doctrine. Shia, Sunni, Sufi, Ahmadi, even those kuffar, right? All of these groups take these to be foundational principles that are not up for dispute, they're not up for debate, right? They're pre-assumptions. So Aya is teaching, and the worst problem is she's teaching entire rejection of the Sunnah. Now, this is not a Sunni thing, because Shia also have Sunnah, right? Yeah, so, Ibadis also have Sunnah. You understand?
Yeah, sorry, not to cut you off, but do you consider Shia to be Muslim?
Well, that's a different conversation. I consider, it depends on what you mean by Shia. If you mean by Shia somebody who is aware of Shia dogma and doctrine and believes in it wholeheartedly, then yes, they're not Muslim. If you say somebody who's maybe calls themselves Shia, but they're not aware of what the dogmatic teachings are, then not necessarily they're still Muslim.
Okay.
But that's besides the point.
The reason I ask is because, like, for example, like, I'm here, I wouldn't say I'm the most practicing or even the most educated, but I think it's actually important for me to come here because I will actually have influence on people like me who don't necessarily have the most amount of knowledge. So, of course, we seek, people who are knowledgeable to give us the knowledge. So the reason why, like, I'm here is because Aya initially, made a few posts, and what she said to me at the time made sense. And in turn, I went on to, like, look into, like, different things, and I found other influencers who, can I call them influencers or whatever they are, other people that post on social media about these things, and they provided more of the kind of theological or more of the debate backing that then resonated with me and made sense. And that's why I suppose I'm in the position that I am right now. So a few of these, a few people have, like, mentioned
what's the position that you are?
Which is just kind of questioning hadith, not knowing whether or not, like, I have to, be, hardline accepting of it.
So you are a hadith rejecter.
I mean, if it falls into that category, then so be it. If that's what I am, like,
okay.
Perhaps.
So just want to clarify. You think that there's nothing, Allah didn't reveal anything outside of the Quran?
No, I don't believe that. I believe, so, wait, I was going to say something. So I believe, like, in kind of skepticism, like, because I've seen your videos, kind of the same approach that you take to kind of debunk Christianity, in the sense that, 3 cannot equal 1. It's very clear cut that, this makes sense. And therefore, Christianity is debunked. But when it comes to kind of hadith, when people try to, try to explain the authenticity of it and certain hadith, try to give explanation, it feels like it's not as clear cut. And there is a lot of gymnastics that has to be, mental gymnastics that has to be done.
What are the 4 conditions of a Sahih hadith?
You're going to have to tell me.
Do you know?
I wouldn't say I could tell you.
Okay. So how on earth, and I say this with the utmost respect, how on earth could you say that hadith science is not skeptical enough when you don't actually know what it is and how these inferences are derived? So,
listen, I'm not going to say that I know the ins and outs, and I can fully admit I am, uneducated, not fully educated. So that's why I'm literally here, for it to be broken down on the foundational principles, the same way that you do it when you're deconstructing Christianity. You can't go into kind of...
I apply the same criticism of Christianity to Islam. The thing is, Islam does not have the same issues as Christianity. That's why I'm a Muslim. Okay? So, if you don't know what classical Sunni hadith science is, do you know at least what methodologies Western academics use, like isnad matan analysis?
I know about it, like, roughly, but I wouldn't know the ins and outs.
Okay. So if you're not aware of traditional Sunni methodology, you're not aware with Western critical methodology and their approach to hadith and prophetic tradition, then what exactly are you skeptical of?
Just kind of, it's the foundational belief, like, as you mentioned before, like, essentially, which is, do I believe in the Quran? Yes, I do. Do I believe in the messengers? Yes, I do. Like, and as kind of a simpleton, because I believe that has been, like, my belief, I have faith that Allah has preserved this.
Why do you have faith? Why?
I couldn't even tell you why I have faith. It's the sense that it makes sense to me when I watch videos that give dawah and explain Islam. It makes sense to me, and
you're not actually given a reason why you think the Quran is preserved. You're just saying it's preserved because this is how I feel.
fine then. We can look at the manuscripts from, 10,000, the oldest manuscript that we have in Birmingham, compare it to the current day.
Manuscripts of what? Quran?
Yes, the scripts that we found, I think the oldest one is in Birmingham.
Okay, is the preservation only based on Quranic manuscripts? Because if it's only based on Quranic manuscripts, then you'd have to concede at least that there are variant readings.
Yes, but we are already aware it's the Qira'at and, the foundational
It's not. No, there are variant readings in some manuscripts, like the Sana'a palimpsest, that have shad readings, inaccurate readings, that are not massively transmitted.
Okay, so what does that mean then?
So I'm saying for you could say that, okay, the Quran is preserved, but you're flexible, you're allowing for some fluidity in the text. Because there are variant readings. There are shad readings. There are readings that are not massively transmitted. The whole point of the qira'at is that a qira'ah becomes canonized, okay, if the qira'ah is massively transmitted. Do you understand? And mass transmission is to do with oral transmission. It has little to do with manuscript evidence.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, so that's that. So the reason I ask you, well, a lot of people who reject hadith, they seem to start with, okay, well, I assume and I accept the Quran, but why? If you are skeptical of hadith, then why are you not skeptical the same way of the Quran?
I think so. Okay, like with the Quran, it's different because.
But by the way, Pri, are you tracking everything I'm saying? Am I saying anything that's
a little bit is a bit like
okay? Just let me know if I say something that you don't, so I can simplify it.
Yeah. I think it just has to be done extremely simple. The reason why I ask this is because, like if the foundational concepts make sense to me, like add up, then I'm happy to accept it. But so far, from like obviously following ayah and then going on to see other like they're not influencers, but other content creators that provide commentary or debates on this topic. It's done in simple terms and it makes sense. Like there's no kind of mental gymnastics, so I don't need to know the specifics, which I simply don't because I just haven't been educated on it, and I don't. There's no way that I'll be able to kind of reach that in a short amount of time. So yeah, in the most simplest way. So from what I know is obviously people say the hadith was compiled years after,
that's a myth.
The Prophet's death.
Yeah, that's a myth. That's a common misconception.
Why?
Because there are collections of hadith written by the companions. The hadith was written by the companions. For example, Abu Hurairah collected his own hadith compilation. We have a student of the companions who wrote the earliest hadith collection we have, which we have manuscripts for. Okay, we have hadith collections from nearly within 100 years of the Prophet's life, 100 and some years. That's written down. I'm saying, right? We know that the companions wrote hadith. Hadith was something that's part of the Islamic tradition from day one. So this idea that hadith was written down 200 years after is a misconception. That's referring to Bukhari and Muslim. Their compilations come 200 years after. But the thing that people don't know is that the Muwatta of Imam Malik is earlier than Bukhari and Muslim.
Okay.
Imam Malik compiled the hadith collection, and every hadith in Bukhari and in Muslim exists elsewhere in other compilations before them.
Okay, that would make sense. Okay, fine. There was hadith written at the time of the Prophet and later. We also know that there have been like fabricated hadith, and then Bukhari and Muslim are the compilations that include the authentic ones, right?
Yeah, so Bukhari and Muslim are two imams, two early scholars who produced compilations with the aim to have only authentic narrations in there. So not every compiler wanted to do that. Some compilers accepted any kind of narration. Like, for example, if you go to al-Tabari, and it's not a compilation, it's a tafsir. But the tafsir of Imam al-Tabari, he kind of takes any narration he can get his hand on, whether it's authentic, whether it's not, right? As long as it helps out with the verse he's doing tafsir on. There's others who have different methodology. The point is, Bukhari and Muslim had a very strict criteria for accepting hadith. They had to be hadith of the highest caliber, the highest level of authenticity.
Yeah,
that's why Bukhari is the main hadith book today.
Okay, yes, I accept that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone accepts kind of, in Sunni they accept, Bukhari and Muslim as being authentic compilations. No problem. So then that is where kind of the criticism comes. It comes from the compilation of this being authentic and sahih. And of course, so you can say, yes, this is authentic. Do you know what makes something
sahih or not?
I believe it's the chain of narration.
Not only that. So the very skepticism that you're applying, that is what hadith science is. Hadith science is skepticism of what goes back to the messenger and what doesn't. We've been there, done that already.
Yeah, I understand, because then you're going to have to kind of trust the compilers and trust that they did a rigorous approach and, and believe that they essentially did their job. But I think that's
not only that, you're also going to assume that nobody lied, nobody fabricated, nobody added, nobody expanded. So hadith science is skepticism. It is to do basically textual criticism of what the messenger said, right? And hadith scholars are not stupid. They came up with rigorous methodologies. How do we know this person spoke to this person? How do we know this person is reliable? How do we know X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
The rigorous methodology.
That is the argument that is given, that they've done they've done their due diligence. But despite that, I think a hadith rejecter, a hadith skeptic will still say, despite the due diligence that's been done, there's still room for error, because the Quran, in the Quran it's said that this is the true
it's room for error. So
could be.
Okay. So we're gonna have to get into some deep stuff. I'll tell you.
Okay.
We're gonna have to get into some deep stuff here. So if you don't understand something, just tell me, because these things usually are very hard to understand. Okay. When we come to epistemology, which simply means how we know things, right? How we come to know things, right? We could establish certainty even through probabilistic means. So what you said is, well, look, a hadith is transmitted and via a human transmission process, even if due diligence is taken, even if you have a rigorous methodology, technically, logically, there's still room for error. It's possible. Yes? And I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But we're saying we have no reason to doubt. We assume what is reasonable unless we have good reason to doubt it. You understand? So it's kind of like the example I gave the girl earlier. I'm not sure if you were here. Okay. I'm assuming right now you're in your house, maybe in your bedroom, right? Maybe you're alone in your private space. Okay. If I were to ask you, do you think that there's like a sociopath unaliver in your house right now, maybe hiding under your bed?
I would say no.
You'd say no. And let's even go further than that, right? If I asked you, are you certain? Do you have any level of certainty that there is no sociopath under your bed right now?
Well, realistically, I can't say 100% certain, but I'd say 99.9%.
Well, so here's that's the tricky part, right? There's two kinds of certainties, right? There is epistemic certainty, and there is logical or metaphysical certainty. And I know these may be, very hard to understand. I'll try to explain, right? we could be certain even through probabilistic means, through pattern, through reasonable methodological criteria. Like, for example, we're certain, we could say truly, we're certain the sun will rise tomorrow. There's a level of certainty, right?
Okay.
Technically, we can't really be 100%. Like, maybe the sun won't rise tomorrow, right? Maybe something will happen. But based on the continuous pattern that's occurred ever since, the dawn of time, that the sun has risen every single day, consistently. If it follows a system, right? It's systematic, right?
Yeah.
Then we could have a level of certainty where we could say, yes, the sun will rise tomorrow. Why? It's because it's beyond a reasonable doubt. Because we have no reason to think otherwise. Now, if we had reason to think otherwise, then that certainty would now go down. But as long as we have no reason to think otherwise, then we could have certainty. And the same thing, if we were to establish that there is this narration is independently attested, right? We could trace back the narrators. It's independently attested. It's geographically attested. It exists. We'll find versions of this narration being transmitted in Kufa, in Basra, in Iraq, in Yemen, in Syria, in Mecca, and Medina, right? So you have, it's being geographically attested, independently attested. So you have narrators that are not connected to each other from different chains that are narrating the same thing. It becomes highly implausible for this narration to be inauthentic. Highly implausible. Beyond a reasonable doubt, it is authentic. Therefore, we have no reason to reject it. Do you understand?
Okay, yep, fine.
So this is how it works. And it's the same for the Quran as well. The Quran, its preservation, it's also through probabilistic methodology as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. But then, for example, but then someone could pose the argument that, if the hadith was so, highly probabilistically attested to be authentic, then why would there even be sects in the first place? Because I know that the Shia and the Sunni disagree with, the hadith, but the foundational, which they cannot disagree with, is, the concept of Tawheed, because that is, that's foundational. So there are things that all kind of Islamic sects must agree with. But then
I'm gonna
there's disagreements on this.
I'm going to tell you how you actually made my point by saying that. Okay.
Okay.
Presumably, a Shi'i has no reason to accept my presuppositions. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're of a different faith, and a Sufi likewise, and maybe even within quote-unquote Sunni sects, an Ash'ari or a Salafi, right? They don't have reason to accept each other's pre-assumptions, right? But even this, independently, they all attest unanimously that the messenger was given revelation outside of the Quran.
Yep.
And this establishes the fact that there was revelation outside of the Quran even more. Because although you have multiple disagreeing groups that don't like each other, what they can disagree upon is always the Quran and the Sunnah. You understand? Mm-hmm. Which marks the Quran and the Sunnah as a foundational belief of basic Islam. Okay? So this actually makes our point. The point is, historically, no matter how many deviant groups, no matter how many quote-unquote schisms or split or disagreement or difference of opinion throughout the centuries, nobody has ever come and said the Quran alone is enough for us.
Okay, but this is kind of an argument that I've heard, and it makes sense to me. So this is what I've heard by some other content creators that are pushing this kind of ideology, which is that no one is denying the fact that there is revelation outside of the Quran, but then it's the fact that that revelation was applicable to those people at that particular time. And they use examples of kind of the messengers that came before, kind of the revelation that they had that was applicable for, for that particular moment in time. So I think one example that I've had is like,
so that's
commands that were made during war, but doesn't necessarily mean that translates. Yeah, it's good that we have, the hadith for it, but doesn't mean that it's applicable to us today.
So that's what people like MFG say, Muhammad from God, rhetoric. So the problem with that is that it introduces something that must be argued for. It proves too much. You're conceding too much. You're saying, okay, fine, there's the revelation outside of the Quran, but the revelation is only regarding things that are not timeless, that are not applicable to all Muslims. So this actually must be argued for. Why is it that you say that when the historical evidence is contrary? For example, I've talked to Muhammad from God. You could see our discussion, and he obviously couldn't answer this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
For example, there's a narration that could be historically verified to go back to Umar, right? Even without hadith science, because of how independently attested it is. There's overwhelming attestation for it, right? That Umar, one day in the time of his caliphate, was sitting on the minbar, given a khutbah on Friday, and he started speaking about something called the stoning verse. Not sure if you've heard of it. The stoning verses are verses that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed regarding those who commit adultery to be stoned to death. Mm-hmm. They're found guilty, yes? Now, this, according to traditional narrative, was abrogated. But only its recitation was abrogated, not its ruling. Its ruling is always applied and still applied today. Although the verse isn't actually in the Quran, it was abrogated. Okay? So now we have this narration that goes back to Umar where he says, I fear that people would come after me and say Umar added to the book of Allah. Why? Because not everybody has the knowledge of the abrogation. And so Umar feared that he's applying a ruling and it's not found in the Quran, and people would say, why are you doing something that Allah didn't command us to do? You understand? Mm-hmm. That Umar added to the book of Allah. So if this is the case, then that means, at least by the time of Umar, it was a common understanding that there is rulings that are applicable timelessly that are not in the Quran.
Okay.
So if this is the case, then that crumbles, right? Because this is an example of a ruling not in the Quran where the common understanding was we have to follow this. This is from Allah. This is from the Messenger. The Messenger wanted us to follow this. Yet it's not in the Quran. So now that alone shows that this assumption that, okay, well, there's divine revelation, but it's not relevant to us, this is false. It must be argued for. It must be demonstrated. Why are you arbitrarily capping that divine revelation just to people at that time? And there's no reason to do that. Because what is demonstrable is people believed in revelation that's applicable to all Muslims outside of the Quran. So unless you want to say that Allah, who revealed the dominant religion, who from a bunch of Arabs who unalived each other and buried their daughters alive, rose up in a span of 70 years and controlled more land in 7 years than the Roman Empire did in 800 years, took Islam to the east and the west, reached all the way to Spain on one side, India on the other side, became dominant, the ruling force of the world, spread Islam everywhere, through all scholarship, only for a few thousand people to be upon the truth and make it to heaven. Everybody went astray. Everybody doesn't follow Islam anymore. 2 billion people are upon misguidance. This is highly unlikely. It's completely implausible for the final deen of Allah, that Allah establishing as dominant over all other religions, over all other systems, for there to be only a few thousand people led by Muhammad from God in heaven, contrary to all scholarship, from all minds, from all different ethnic backgrounds. It's highly implausible. It's no sane person would ever believe that. So that's why, my sister, I'm telling you, the only reason you feel this way is because you haven't actually seeked enough knowledge. And that's not a bad thing. We could always learn more. But that's why the messenger said, طَلَبُ الْعِلْمِ فَرِيدَةٌ عَلَى كُلِّ مُسْلِمٍ. Seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim man and woman. Okay? So you have to actually, before you could even be skeptical of these things, you actually have to understand how they work. The methodology, the history, the criteria, why we believe this is authentic, why this is not authentic. Well, it's not arbitrary. We don't just pick and choose. Right? It's not up to us to decide what the messenger said. This is the deen, this is the religion, and great people, great men and women before us have preserved it. And we're definitely not going to let this girl on the screen undo all of that and guide millions of impressionable young women to hell. Because anybody can just get a mic, get on TikTok, say a bunch of nonsense, and as long as they sound sweet and persuasive, they'll have followers and people listen to them. But those poor people don't know anything. They're ignorant. They're so ignorant. They think hadith came 200 years after. Like, it's just, and they're not actually going to go and do research. Because most people, unfortunately, are sheep. That's the truth. Most people are sheep. They're followers. There's not many leaders on earth. Most people are just destined to follow someone else. And that's the unfortunate truth. That's the problem. That's why people like her shouldn't be exposed to young, impressionable people. Because they're followers. They're not actually going to do the research, the study. And it suits their whims and desires. If a young, impressionable woman is hearing ayah tell her she can marry a kafir, oh my God, the girl's thinking, oh, she looks religious, she's wearing hijab, and she's saying that we could marry kuffar. Wow, this sounds nice. And her heart automatically, subconsciously, is moved towards her because that's what she desires. She's following her whims and she doesn't care what the messenger actually says. It's dangerous.
Yeah, no, I can understand how that can happen. I think also partly is because, like, you know, not everyone is kind of, I understand, like, everyone should be seeking knowledge, but also, like, sometimes it can get very convoluted and confusing when you try to, like, do it by yourself.
Yeah,
so of course,
but that's why you don't do it alone. You never seek knowledge alone. You have to be with a teacher. That's why Allah says, if you don't know, then ask the people of knowledge. Allah says it in the Quran. Allah literally says it. Ask the people of knowledge if you don't know. Allah tells us the recipe. People of knowledge. People say, you know, there's this, I call this poisoning the well. This is how Ayah and her likes poison the well. They give this impression that men are evil. Bearded men are evil, rapists. Scholars are evil, misogynistic. Now, they have demonized, dehumanized these people. That no matter what these people say, even if it's logical, even if it's backed with evidence, even if it's reasonable, they have already shut down their entire system. Why? Because it's a man with a beard and he's a misogynist. Automatically, that's where the brain goes, okay? Because they've conditioned to think this way, that religious people, people with beards, scholars are evil, they're dangerous, they're misogynistic, they want to oppress women. But that's not the case at all. This is just poisoning the well.
No, I understand that. But also, like, I think another thing is, like, kind of coming from someone who just kind of wants to, you know, practice, wants to be on the right path, wants to kind of have the right belief and, you know, practice, you know, by themselves, like, go on with their life. When, you know, we're confronted with certain hadith, like, I'm not an apologist, you know, I don't really get into debates about whatever. But when we're confronted with certain hadith, and, you know, when we, like, look at it firsthand and, like, read it, obviously I don't have the knowledge, so I try not to make the, you know, assumption of whatever this is, because I don't have the knowledge, so I usually just take a step back. But certain hadith, you know, it's very common. It's like the ones that people always bring up about, you know, the age of Aisha and stuff like this. we are given an explanation. It's not fard that we have to believe that Aisha was exactly, 365 times 6 years old. Like, it's not fard to have this belief in order to be a Muslim, right?
No.
Exactly. It's not fard.
It's not. So, yeah. So if somebody were to say, hey, I don't think Aisha was 6 and 9, for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I think that there is a discrepancy there.
Exactly.
You'd definitely be holding an unorthodox position. It wouldn't make you a disbeliever.
Exactly. So, because we don't have to believe that she was exactly 365 times, 6 days old. Like, we don't have to believe that. And if we don't believe that, we can accept that maybe there's some discrepancy. Maybe she meant a certain age because they didn't have birth certificates at that time. They usually, gave their age based on certain events. So it could have been that she was 6 years from X event or whatever. Like, me having this, just kind of being, I suppose, in the gray area for this doesn't take me out of the fold of Islam, because I'm just kind of accepting.
So here's what I'm saying, okay? Because people confuse the two. Rejecting a single narration based on, let's say, well, you have this precedence. Maybe the chain is weak, and this scholar has said it's weak. And if you reject a single tradition like that, this is not necessarily kufr, because many scholars sometimes disagree on a tradition. Some grade it weak, some grade it not weak, okay? What we're talking about is total rejection of the sunnah. Total paradigm level rejection of divine revelation outside of the Quran, okay? Now, if somebody comes and says, hey, you see this narration, I don't know about that. I doubt that the messenger said this. I have these doubts that the messenger really said this. And this is not necessarily kufr, okay? It could get there. It could get there, right? Because rejecting what the messenger said truly, knowing that the messenger said it, is kufr. Even one thing. If you know the messenger said something and you say, hey, messenger, you're wrong. I don't think you're right. This is kufr. But we have to distinguish from somebody who says, I actually don't think the messenger said this particular thing. Okay? I have reason to doubt that the messenger said this particular thing. I'm not rejecting what the messenger said. I just don't think he said it. So that's not necessarily kufr. It could get there, but that's not. We're talking about paradigm level, complete rejection of sunnah. That's without a shadow of a doubt, without any disagreement, absolute kufr akbar, mukhrij min al-millah. There is no disagreement.
Yeah, okay, that's like understandable. I think kind of the reality of believers like me, I'd say it's maybe quite a common thing, is that we're just not knowledgeable enough, but it's hard for us to die hard on this specific narration and be like, yes, this is the truth and I'm fully accepting of it, because certain hadith that are classed as sahih, I would read and, at first face value, may not know the context, but it does sound a bit off, or it doesn't necessarily sit right with me. I'm not gonna give these justifications of how it's okay to marry, at certain age and times are different.
So look, this is, I've actually spoken about this very thing on my YouTube videos, okay? How hadith rejection starts is like that. It starts with a young Muslim woman or young Muslim man who are just, religious and maybe not that religious. And somebody maybe confronts them with, hey, you see this narration. And on face value, they think, hey, this is a little bit problematic. So maybe initially they try to defend it without actually being convinced of their defense. Kind of coping about it, right?
Yeah,
they try to cope about it, force themselves to accept it, because maybe they don't have the right they don't have the right people around them, the right counseling, the right people to answer the question. So they start being in denial. Then slowly they say, okay, maybe I'll reject this. And then they'll think, well, why am I rejecting this and not that? This seems a little bit arbitrary. So I'll just reject it all. I'm just Quran only.
Yeah.
It just goes from stage to stage to stage. But I'm saying that there's not a single narration, not a single authentic narration that is not explained. Everything is explained reasonably, in a sufficient manner, you just have to ask the right people. Because not everybody who gives an answer necessarily gives a convincing one. Everybody has an answer. Christians have answers. Christian theologians have answered the Trinity. Jewish theologians have answered discrepancies in their religion. Everybody has an answer. Nobody doesn't have, every single religious tradition has an answer. Like, obviously, they're not going to admit, hey, there's no answer for this. The problem isn't whether there's an answer or not. The problem is whether the answer is convincing and reasonable and plausible. Or does it sound like it's cope or ad hoc, right? I'm saying Islam, alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed us with a religion where the Quran and the Sunnah are a guidance, a light in our lives. And everything in there has a reasonable, sufficient answer that will not linger on your mind. You will be satisfied with it. As long as you approach the right people. You don't have to risk your afterlife and start rejecting hadith and doing all that stuff, right? Because you fall into even bigger problems. That's just a recipe for leaving Islam once and for all, right? Ayah is she's gonna leave Islam one day. Watch my words. She's gonna say, hey guys, story time. This is why I left Islam. And she's going to have her hair out. Just watch. I'm going to tell you guys right now why. Because when you reach that point, when you just Quran only, there's no more foundation. She's going to wake up and think to herself, I'm just coping. I'm literally just coping. I'm in denial. I actually don't believe in Islam. I don't believe in these things. Okay? And if she doesn't come out, then at the very least, she's going to keep pretending to be Muslim. But in her heart, she's definitely not Muslim. She doesn't believe in it.
Can I say something?
Before that, Lana, I just want to make sure you've heard me out, and I appreciate it because we're actually talking, not like the other two Jezebels that were here, and you're very nice. So, are we on the same page?
Yeah, it was good to just hear the direct explanation. Someone in the chat had sent me your video with MFG, so yeah, I will kind of watch that and see, because I had watched his content and some of the stuff that he was saying, I was wondering like what are the like refutations. I hadn't like heard any yet, so yeah, I'll just kind of watch that video.
There's nothing that MFG's ever said that to be honest with you, MFG does not have any good arguments. Look, I could admit when somebody makes a good argument, like, hey, this is a good point they bring. MFG brings no good arguments. MFG is coping. He's gonna be a Sunni soon. Watch. He's been coming around slowly. I've been talking to MFG for a long time. Slowly, he's changing his mind bit by bit. Okay? MFG literally admitted to me. He admitted to me the other day that the only reason he's rejecting the Quran or the Sunnah is to create reaction so the Ummah can focus on unity. Wallahi, he said it. Uqsum billah, he said it to me. He said, the only reason I'm saying these things is not because I think that's what the Prophet and the companions thought. It's because I want to cause a reaction so the Muslim Ummah can wake up and we could fight the evil that's against us and making us weak. Wallahi, he said that to me. And some people were watching that live. It was like 60, 70 people in there. Whoever was there can confirm. Okay? He doesn't actually believe in these things. He told me that himself.
Yeah, fair enough. I think just kind of on a foundational level, like you kind of see these debates and obviously people calling each other, takfiring each other, calling each other kafir. But then at the end of the day, like, I think when he says the argument of, look, they're calling me a kafir because I believe in the Quran, like, it just seems a bit like, oh, like, it just, it's, but then obviously there's more nuance as we discussed.
Regarding to takfir, it's not that, hey man, we don't like this girl, we're just gonna call her a kafir. No, it doesn't work like that, okay? Takfir is a very serious thing. It's a very big weight. But at the end of the day, this religion does not belong to me. It doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to Ayah. It belongs to Allah. He's the one who legislates. He has the right to legislate. He only has the right to do tashri'. He's the only one who can tell us what our religion is. It's not up for us to decide. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has laid down foundations and principles. He's told us who's a Muslim, who's not a Muslim, right? All of these things are clearly outlined. It's not anybody who comes and says, I'm a Muslim, is automatically a Muslim. So just because Ayah appears to be that way, wears a hijab, says a few Arabic buzzwords, doesn't mean she's a Muslim. Because there are things called the nullifiers of Islam. You can't say, hey, I'm a doctor, but you don't have a PhD. You never went to medical school. What makes you a doctor? Just because you say you're one? It doesn't work like that. There are pre-qualifiers. You can't say I'm a homeowner and be homeless. You can't be I'm a TikTok content creator when you're not. Words have meanings. So when you're saying Muslim, then there are pre-assumptions and pre-qualifiers that you must meet. Things to do with belief, okay? And she falls into multiple nullifiers. So no matter what she says, she's not a Muslim at this point. Right now, she's not. She could be in the future.
Can I just say something to add on to
Wait, one sec, Lana. Just hold on. Because Pre is honest. Pre is good. So Pre, are we on the same page? Are you going to get off this hadith rejection?
I will, look into it and seek more knowledge. I'm obviously watch a video, and if there's any questions, I will ask them.
Okay, and as of right now, Pre, are you rejecting hadith? I don't want you to go to hell.
No, I wouldn't. If you're a hadith skeptic, does that mean that you reject hadith?
Sure. No, you could say, hey, I want to learn more how we come to conclusions. But as of right now, do you affirm that there is prophetic tradition, revelation outside of the Quran binding upon the Muslims?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm glad. I'm good. You saved yourself from the hellfire. That's it. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to seek knowledge. I want you to actually learn. If you're thirsty to know, go learn. Learn how hadith science works. Pick up a book on it. There's a bunch of entry-level books explaining hadith. There's a good one that's sold by, what's their name? The North American publishing group. I forgot what they're called. It's a blue logo. But they sell this book, just breaking down entry-level, exactly what hadith is, hadith terminology, what sahih is, what not sahih is, how it works from A to Z. Just read it. It's all. That's all. That's all you need. Just read it. Darus Salam, yeah. Go to your local Darus Salam, pick it up, read it, and trust me, you're gonna come out even more confident than ever.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, thank you so much. I'll drop now.
That's it. And if you need anything, let me know. You can give me a follow. Message me if you need. You have questions, pop into my lives if you have questions. Anything. Okay?
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Good night. You guys see the difference between the Jezebels and the honest women who are here to listen? They're not here to be arrogant and rude and loud. See the difference? There are people who are willing to listen, and then there are Jezebels who love homos. This is a big difference, okay? Anyways, Lana, go ahead.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. I was here when you were arguing with Khadija and those girls and stuff like that, and I don't want to argue about, because I understand the hadith. I don't reject the hadith, okay? But what I just want to understand is that it's not okay for Muslims, especially as yourself, to go on live taking pictures of, is her name Aya? I've heard stories about her, and I know I've seen her profile and I've seen her page and stuff like that. I don't think that what she's doing is okay, but I also don't think that it's okay for you guys to go on live posting her picture, calling her a kafir across her face, calling her a non-Muslim, calling her all of these stuff. It's not okay in Islam to do that.
Cora, you want to take this?
I got you. Well, first off, I'll be 100% transparent. I do think that we 100% need to publicly say that Aya is a disbeliever, because it's confusing. Now, I'll give this analogy. I think Orthodox Muslim gave this analogy previously as well. Let's say you come across an individual and they are outwardly Muslim, right? They wear the hijab. They say, Assalamu alaikum, Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well, stuff like that. And then they begin telling you all of these things that aren't in line with Islam, right? For the average person that's not studied in the faith, that's going to be confusing for them, right? They're not going to know how to discern between the truth and the falsehood.
And I understand
right?
that. I understand what she does is public, and I understand that that's not good for, especially for our ummah. But what I'm saying is, like, you can handle it in other situations than going online and posting her face, calling her a kafir. Like,
I understand, but
a couple ways, like, you can talk about it publicly, saying, like, there is a girl on TikTok who is talking about blah blah blah, or you can even mention her name, but you don't have to go around saying she's kafir. You can go around saying
no, but here's the thing, but we do have.
You can text her privately. You can message her privately.
We have. I'm literally going to be in London in a couple of days, and I asked multiple people who are cool with her if she would be down to have a conversation with me, sit down, maybe at a coffee shop. Cameras don't even need to be on, just to talk. I offered that to her multiple times, and unfortunately, she said no on multiple occasions, right? And on one of the occasions, I believe she insulted me. But regardless, I do think that it's very, very necessary. Not only that we say that this individual is spreading misguidance and things of that nature, but also to say that they're a disbeliever. And the reason why is because, number one, Islamically, it's required for us to say that this individual is a disbeliever or to declare this individual a disbeliever because of the fact that they've fallen into clear-cut disbelief. And there's genuinely no excuse that can be made for her in any regard whatsoever. And so the public knows that this individual is not a Muslim, so they don't take Islam from her. That's why, that's one of the main reasons why we do genuinely have to come out and we have to say this person is not a Muslim and we have to refute her. So people who are misakeen, they don't know better. They genuinely don't know better. They don't come and think, hey, we can take Islam from this person now. That's why we need to say it in public. We've tried to advise her in private. This isn't a new issue. This has been happening for almost a year. So many people have tried to advise her in private. I tried to be one of them. I literally wanted to meet up with her in real life, sit down, no cameras, and have a conversation with her.
I understand,
but it's getting to a point where
if he is stubborn and doesn't want to, then the most we can do for her is pray for her. Because
I still listen. If you want to make dua for somebody and say, may Allah guide them, that's not a problem. But you can't leave it at that. Especially if that person is publicly spreading disbelief.
I know, you can still go online, you can talk your truth just like how she is too, but it's not in our way to do anything.
We have to. It's required for the individuals that are
I don't think you should go online posting her face, calling her a kafir.
May I say something, please?
For hours.
Wait, one moment. Let me ask you this. What exactly is your problem? Is the problem the fact that, the background is a picture of her with kafir written on it? What if it was just text that said Aya is a kafira? Would that be fine?
Is just going around exposing her sins when her sins are already exposed. We're not
there's no you can't. First off, this is more than exposing sins, quote unquote. First off, none of this is private, right? Exposing sins, that principle. Wait, hold on. In Islam, that principle.
It's not for us to go around telling more people about what she's doing.
That's not. That's how that works.
That's how you make her.
That's not how that works. This is something that needs to be tackled head on. There's not a single person on Muslim TikTok. I'm willing to say this. There is not a single person on Muslim TikTok that doesn't know Ayah at this point. It's not a matter of spreading her.
She's become a celebrity for Christian TikTok.
Exactly. The Christians take her, they put her on a pedestal and say, look, bro, even a Christian just now commented, Ayah is a crusader. That these people, kuffar, are putting her on a pedestal and praising her because of what she's doing. Because she's spreading information against Islam. She's literally doing Islamophobic propaganda against the deen. That's literally what she's doing.
Different ways of handling the situation than just going on live and then talking.
But it's too late for that.
That's insulting her, mocking her, calling her a kafir. I don't think that's okay.
But Lana, here's the issue though. It's gone too far. That's the problem. We tried the private advising. We tried the soft approach. We've tried those things. We didn't immediately jump to the most severe thing. Literally everything has been attempted. And then within the past 48 hours, she's cracking jokes on her live with her friends saying, hey, we're going to start our new version of Islam. If that's not clear-cut disbelief, I don't know what is. And that's an individual. She was sitting on live. There was damn near 1,000 people in there.
and she's spreading this disbelief to them. Of course we need to publicly say that she's a disbeliever, so misakeen, people that don't know better, aren't gonna think, okay, she wears hijab, therefore I can take Islam from her. Or, oh, she acts like she knows what's going on, so I can take Islam from her. We need to clear up that confusion before it even begins.
Can we get a clarification, Lana? Do you think she's Muslim?
It's not that, like, I don't want to call anyone a Muslim or not a Muslim because I don't think that's for me to decide. I think that's for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Lana, what if I told you, Lana, I'm just going to assume that you don't know this, okay? What if I told you, Lana, that Allah requires you to call a kafir, and a Muslim? You have to do it in Islam. Well, you don't have to, per se, like, do it, go out of your way to do it, but you have to believe it, rather. Can you say that Christians are disbelievers, for example?
I wouldn't say, like...
You see, Lana, that's the problem, Lana.
Yes, they are disbelievers, but again, that's not for, like, that's, like,
good.
don't
Okay,
know
good.
that.
So I don't want you to tell me that she herself is a disbeliever or not. People who reject the Sunnah, are they Muslim or not? Let's keep it general.
People who reject the Sunnah?
Yeah, they reject the Sunnah of the Messenger.
No.
Okay, alhamdulillah, that's good. So if it's made clear to you, unambiguously, that Ayah rejects the Sunnah, then Ayah herself would be a disbeliever, right?
I don't think you guys are understanding my point.
You see, you're too politically correct. You're like scared of saying the obvious because you think you have this idea in your head that saying somebody is a disbeliever, this is like a big red line. And
no,
most of the
that's
time,
not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is going online like this, going on. You guys have been live for hours, and her picture has came across on many people's For You pages, and it's just her, everyone calling her a kafir. Everyone, like Allah, you have to look good in people. Don't always look at the bad. Like, I just don't think that this is okay. Like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever believes in Allah and the last day, let him speak good or remain silent. I understand.
Of course,
Prophet Muhammad also said that if you see evil, then change it with your hands. What does that mean?
But you don't have to go online.
We'll let you decide it.
You don't have to.
Well, let me finish it.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, in a second. And if you can't, then change it with your words, meaning speak out against it. And if you can't, then hate it in your heart. So I don't understand. A lot of you have this notion of the messenger, like he's like this pacifist guy. He's like very like always, he's cute. He's, nice to everybody. He would never even hurt a fly. He would never speak. Like, this is wrong.
About who?
Like the messenger was just. The messenger treated people with kindness when they deserved kindness. Do you understand? So like you have this idea like, of this pacifist thing. This is not Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر. Allah also says in the Quran, محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم. That Muhammad is the messenger of Allah and those who are with him are harsh against the disbelievers. Allah also says in the Quran, you will never find a believing people befriend those who disbelieve in Allah and His messenger. Allah also says in the Quran that whoever allies with the Jew and the Christian and takes them as friends and companions, then he is from them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes Ibrahim as disassociating from shirk, from his own family, from his own father. And he says, بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَكُمْ عَدَاوَةٌ. Between us and you is enmity until the day of judgment. This is Ibrahim speaking to his own father. Between us and you is enmity until the day of judgment. Why? Because his father is a mushrik. He's a mushrik. That's why. So this idea of, Prophet Muhammad never do this is wrong. Okay? She is a public enemy of Islam and she must be refuted. We're not condoning people who are sending her all kinds of weird messages, like threatening her life and her daughter. That's messed up. Okay, we don't agree with any of that. Okay? But we're just academically refuting her. That's it. We're just bringing the evidence. All we've been doing tonight was we're quoting Quran and Sunnah. Quran and Sunnah. We're not doing anything else. We're saying Allah said, the Messenger said, the companion said. We're not bringing anything of our own. So I don't really understand what you're being like disagreeing with here, Lana.
Like, I'm just saying that we shouldn't always assume like what if this is like religious trauma to her and like she doesn't really know, or like she's ignorant, she's like not understanding about Islam fully.
Would you give the same excuse for an unaliver?
I'm just saying that you should give an excuse for.
No, I know, but okay, would you give the same excuse for an unaliver? Somebody who unalives somebody. Oh, don't cut him some slack. Maybe he was going through something.
Unalive someone or unalive themselves?
Somebody.
I don't know the story, so I can't judge of it. If I heard,
no, I'm saying, look, what if somebody committed literal murder? Would you say, hey guys, let's cut him some slack? Maybe he was going through some things. Well, maybe it's true.
We don't know the story. Like, give me an actual example.
Let's do this. Let's give a hypothetical. Jeffrey Dahmer was an individual that had a lot of trauma in his early life. He was abused, right? He was a victim. He went on to unalive multiple innocent men. Should we give him an excuse for those actions because he was traumatized in his early life?
Not necessarily, but what I'm saying.
Okay. So here's the thing. Somebody's trauma doesn't justify them going out of their way to misguide the masses. That's the disconnect we're having here. We can acknowledge that somebody was traumatized, sure, but that's not an excuse in any capacity whatsoever.
Yeah, what Aya is doing is worse than 1,000 schmurders. She's smurdering people's souls. She's stripping eternal life from them. She's driving their souls to eternal fire.
May I say something?
Yes.
Okay, so assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm kind of scared to talk, right? But I just wanted to ask, I just think that this is kind of wrong. Look, I'm not, okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. When you are calling her a kafir and putting the word on her face, I feel like that's just really disrespectful, because at the end of the day, only Allah can make such a judgment.
It's not only Allah. Who told you that?
Can you please repeat what you said?
I said it is disrespectful because we don't respect her. So respect is given and assumed unless somebody proves themselves to be worthy of disrespect. So basic respect, she's lost her respect privileges. We're not here to respect her. That's number one. And number two, you said only Allah can declare somebody a kafir. Well, only if you mean that the hukum originates from him, like Allah tells us who qualifies to be a kafir or how we could determine someone as a kafir. But yeah, we could, someone like me, I could say that, yeah, this person is a kafir. There's no problem. This is Islam.
Let's try to explain why.
Can I talk?
Well, let her. I think she's shy. She's been waiting for a while. So let's.
I'm just gonna say something really quickly, and then everyone else can talk. But I think Lana's just frustrated because she's seeing this girl on here on the live, and the words on her forehead, and a lot of people are just being mean to her. I think that just frustrates her a lot because.
Have you seen Aya's comment sections? Come on, let's not play victim here. Aya's comment sections are full of Jezebels. Do you know what a Jezebel is? No. They are full of literal demons, women, Satans employed by the devil himself, literal demons, saying all kinds of nasty, crazy things. Okay, so it could happen in her comment section, but it can't happen here.
I'm not here defending Aya, nor am I defending what Lana is saying. I don't agree with any of those, but I'm just trying to explain what I think Lana was talking about, because I thought that there was just a little bit of a miscommunication.
I'm not frustrated with the fact that you guys are doing this. I don't really care. I just think that it's wrong, first of all. Second of all, this isn't going to help her. This isn't going to help her. Third of all,
but Lana, wait, Lana.
We don't want to really help her, Lana, to be honest.
It's beyond help. We already tried to do that.
It's beyond help right now. We care for the people who follow her. She's a lost cause. She's gone. We're happy.
You can't say that though. You don't know that. You don't know. Maybe in the future that she does Lana, accept the hadith, and maybe in the future she does want to become a good Muslim. You never know that.
Maybe she will, but that doesn't mean we turn a blind eye and we act delusional. Okay.
I'm not telling you to do that either.
No, you are. You're saying, hey, let her do all the evil in the world. You know, maybe, just maybe she'll come back. It doesn't.
That's not what I said. I said
we live in the real world.
You can correct her in private, or you can do it in other ways.
There's no correct. I don't know where you got this from. There's no correcting.
Also, like for everyone in the comments, I'm not defending her. I'm just saying that it's wrong.
I understand what you're saying. Wait, Lana, I
like it
understand
is
what you're
wrong
trying
to
to do. I'll be honest. Wait, Lana, I'll be honest. I understand what you're like trying to do. My question is this, because you keep mentioning like privately advising. There's a reason why I told you we've tried to do that. That's why I said it's beyond the point of trying to help. Now, our issue is not, okay, we're trying to help her. Now, what we're struggling with is we're trying to help the people that she's hurting.
By talking
because she's actual. No. When people come up, I'll give you an example, right? When people come up and they want to engage in conversations with us because they disagree about what we're saying about ayah, we're actually going to give them straight facts from the Quran and the Sunnah. We're actually going to engage in conversations because the individuals that come up typically agree with her. So they'll come up on the live and we'll discuss with them, right? And the point is, again, as I said, the aim is not to help her. Right? We've tried to do that. As I said, multiple people, including myself, have tried to reach out to her in private and have offered actual conversations, cameras off, doesn't even need to be public debates. But it's beyond the point of trying to help her. And now our focus is to try to help the people that she's misguiding. She is hurting thousands, hundreds of thousands of girls that watch her videos constantly. Bro, the people that she sits around, for example, one of them, not going to name them by name because I don't want to give them clout, said verbatim that she gets happy when people have conversations with her and things of that nature, because then young, impressionable girls come to her page so she can imprint on them. Verbatim. They're using this terminology. They're trying to misguide people. That's literally the point of all of this.
Oh yeah, she's also sitting with this demon Jezebel who is doing black magic on people with her menstrual blood. They were laughing together while doing this. Do you condemn that, Lana?
I'm not defending her. I'm not defending her at all. I'm saying that what she's doing is wrong, but I'm saying that there's other ways of approaching it than going on live and just talking.
But we've tried, but Lana, we've tried every single alternative manner. That's the reason why it's getting to the point where we actually need to publicly warn against her, declare her as a disbeliever, and anybody that agrees with her or feels the need to defend her, they should come up and have a conversation. They should realize why they're wrong. That's the reason why these lives need to get hosted, so people don't get misguided and think that she's a representation of Islam. That's why these lives need to happen.
Am I allowed to?
Assalamu alaikum. Can I say something? I'll be out real quick.
Do you love ayah or do you hate ayah?
No, it's about the whole thing. It will make sense to you. The reason why I'm here is the same situation is happening. I'm Ethiopian, an Ethiopian TikTok community. It's the single girl, just like this girl, a single girl. Out of nowhere, she started a feminism stuff, and everybody's talking about it, and they're promoting same-sex marriage, all that stuff. How odd is it? The same situation is happening in a different community. So,
brother, it's happening everywhere in every community, even in the Arab world.
At the same time, so I'm just saying it's very dangerous. So I appreciate what y'all doing.
It's called the fourth wave feminist movement. Feminism comes in waves. You see, feminists have been quiet for quite a while, and all of a sudden they're coming and rushing in, right? So feminists come in waves, and right now we're experiencing the fourth wave of feminism. And she is the revolutionary leader of the feminist, quote-unquote, Islamic movement. It just seems like her end goal is to produce a bunch of OnlyFans girls. That's Aya's end goal. She wants women to do OnlyFans. That's the goal at the end. Don't listen to male authority. Don't listen to religious authority. Marry kuffar. wear whatever you want, do whatever you want. That's a perfect recipe for being in OnlyFans. That's what's going on. So that's why we're calling out against her. I thought you wanted to say something though. What?
First of all, I'd like to start by addressing a few things. I do not believe in what Aya is doing, nor her actions or her ideologies. But, yeah, I just don't believe in that at all. And second of all, I might be wrong about some of my statements, and I would love it if you correct me, because I am just young and I am just learning. And basically what I think is that you are, like, sometimes I hear a lot of people using the word kafir and like calling people kafir and all of that stuff very lightly and not like actually using it in the right way. Especially like some people in my school do that too, and they take inspiration from people that just go on the internet, like you guys have like you're like what you're trying to do is great, but sometimes though like when you call like people kafir, it just like it's totally fine because you know who to call kafir and you know what you're doing. But people in my school call me kafir, not me, like people in general, they call people kafir and stuff, and they don't like, they can't do that because that is haram, and especially when it's not like thought about or like said in the right place, it's very haram and it is a major sin. So I just
I agree with you. I agree with you that sometimes people hear things and being inexperienced, being ignorant, they start applying these things, throwing around these concepts and these labels without fully understanding what they mean. So yeah, I'm with you on that. That's right.
Yeah, so it's like I'm totally fine with what you guys are doing. I think it's absolutely amazing and great because like Aya has been promoting a lot of people to do these weird stuff, and like you said, voodoo, black magic, and all of that stuff. It's just not very great. And like as much as I love what you guys are doing, I think that like calling people kafir so bluntly, and for example Shumaya, you said wallahi ballahi, like she's going to hell.
She was. No, I didn't say that. I said that if she doesn't repent and dies upon her kufr, then she's gonna go to hell.
Yeah, like you said, if she dies on here right now, she's going to hell. But
yeah, because kuffar go to hell.
Yeah, exactly. So, but when like I searched it up a little bit, and like I've heard that it's haram to say that people are going to hell if it is not said in the right place at the right time, and a lot of people just don't really know that, and don't really like, they don't really use the right words at the right time. So like,
well, to be honest with you, I probably shouldn't have said that she's gonna go to hell. That's a mistake on my end, because you're right. We shouldn't say individuals. Well, who kicked her?
I also have something to say as well.
Oh, one sec. I don't know. Somebody kicked her. But yeah, we shouldn't actually say individuals are gonna go to hell. But yeah, if she's definitely a kafir though, for sure. Yeah, go ahead, Em.
I had a question. So, like, is Aya the one that started this movement, like, or did it already exist before her? Because, like, I heard that it was already a movement even before, like, Aya, like, made it more popular.
Feminism?
No, the hadith rejection, like the movement of the hadith.
Yeah. It's been a thing since like 1900s.
Yeah,
some people here and there.
I feel like instead of like making TikTok lives like attacking Aya, why don't you just like kind of like just say like hadith rejectors like join on the live? Like, wouldn't that be a little like better? Because like I feel like this isn't something that's like just Aya. Like there's other creators a lot that are promoting it. I think I saw your live yesterday. There was like some like a girl with pink hair saying like pink's like Islam or something. Like it's not just her. Like I feel like she's like we're all holding only her accountable.
No, but here's the thing. First off, Aya's the face of it. That's why like Aya is being spoken about so often. It's because, like, for example, the girl that you just mentioned and other people, all of these people, Aya surrounds herself with them. And they push Aya to the front lines because Aya is the face. And she's the one who propagates the beliefs, she's the one that propagates all of these weird beliefs to her significantly larger audience than theirs. So obviously, even though she's not the brains of the operation in the sense that she's the one, constantly making this content and doing all this crazy stuff to the same exact degree as the people that you're speaking about, whose names I'm not going to mention because I don't want to give them clout. But the point is, these are her associates and she's the one that's propagating these beliefs. And since that's the case, and since she has the largest audience, she very evidently needs to get called out so that large audience either realizes that they are incorrect in following her and they get away from her, or at the very least we can do preventative measures and keep people who, maybe don't necessarily know about her, but they're probably going to come across her at some point in time and they can realize that following her is the incorrect choice.
Yeah, I agree, but like I feel like has she always been a hadith rejector? Because I've known of her for like a while. Like I feel like I remember like a year ago she was on like Muslim TikTok like talking about her divorce, and then like I don't know, I think she got a lot of shame for that.
It all started when she started promoting divorce and basically telling people to seek a divorce because...
Wasn't she traumatized though? Like I don't think she was like saying, "Oh, just get a divorce for no reason." Like wasn't she like she
definitely was saying that. She was promoting a single mother lifestyle. She said that she posted this one video I remember where she said steal his sperm and leave or something like that. Basically insinuating that let him impregnate you and then file for divorce. Kind of sick stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing about like how like
I don't know who's sending these weird whatever.
I blocked them.
I thought he blocked the gifts.
I can't, wallahi.
But is there anybody else who wants to... We've been at it for a long time, man. Is there any last people standing who want to defend Aya?
Another point I just wanted to quickly say is I feel like a lot of the reason why people like reject hadith is because some of the hadith are not like a bit like they can be like a bit like confusing to people because like people take it out of context without understanding.
Bibiana, can you explain this, the rejection of weak hadith? There's a lot of people that I've come across that said they reject the weak
rejection of weak hadith? What the... Yeah, everybody rejects weak hadith, bro. Well, look, weak hadith are useful for virtues. Maybe it's like if you pray this amount of nawafil after Salat al-Maghrib or after Salat al-Asr, then you have this reward. Even if this is weak, then it's fine. Like, it doesn't cause any harm to follow it.
Wait, I had a question about that. How do we know if something is weak? Because like I know there's different grades. Like, what would be your like criteria?
That's a whole study, dude. There's books written on this. The point is, you don't need to do it. None of you guys in the live need to worry yourself about doing that because our scholars have done it for us. You're a layman. That's the whole point. Not everybody is gonna be a scholar. Not everybody is gonna seek knowledge in every science. That's why we have doctors. That's why we have professors. There's gonna be some people that when you get hurt, they're gonna treat you. You don't need to treat yourself. The scholars are our doctors, they're spiritual doctors. They dedicate their lives, they give up their dreams. Some of them don't even get married. They study this knowledge. They take these sciences. So we don't have to do it. So we don't have enough knowledge and information to derive rulings. They do it for us. All we have to do is just is just listen. You pick a madhab. That's what madhab are for. Either Maliki, Hanafi, Shafi'i, Hanbali, and you just follow what your school of thought says. That's it. You don't need to worry about anything else. And if you stumble upon something that you don't like, then you ask somebody about it and they'll explain it for you. It's not up for you to decide whether something is weak or not.
Can I ask what your take on feminism is? And I know this is like a little bit random, but like I was gonna ask before.
It's gay.
Oh, exactly.
Say I got to drop after that.
It's
Isn't feminism TikTok? Actually, like feminism's like,
you know, back up, man.
Yeah, feminism is unnatural. It's against the natural order. It's highly counterintuitive. Yeah, it's evil.
I mean, all of those things. Like you said, there are waves of feminism. When you say feminism, do you mean like the whole thing, like all types?
Well, feminism at its core is just the equality between men and women in maybe socioeconomic, legal contexts. So I'd say that's feminism at its core, like equality between men and women. But we don't believe in any of that in Islam. We don't think that men and women have equality in the sense that feminism wants equality for men and women. We think men and women have different roles.
We do think that it has equity, right?
Yeah, I've heard this before. Like, we don't believe in equality, we believe in equity. I don't even know what that means. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, equity is not that, like, for example, men and women don't have the exact same, like, everything, the exact same rights. They're not going to be treated the same way. But equity is basically, like, whoever, like, needs more rights or whoever needs less rights, like, something that makes it...
Their case.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, I think women are given their due rights. That's what Islam teaches. Women are given their due right.
Good, but yeah, that's all I wanted to ask. Kind of.
I'm gonna leave soon, but I just want to add one more thing, like onto this subject, like an example.
For sure.
I have an aunt who I don't like. My family doesn't talk to them and whatever. But she goes online and her platform isn't as big as Aya's, but she goes online and she talks about Islam and she hates hijabis and she hates like Muslims and stuff like that. And I myself, I'm a hijabi as well. Okay? And my family doesn't talk with her and we don't, you know what I mean? Like we don't really associate with her because of her fan base, and she goes on live and she talks bad about Muslims and stuff like that. She goes on live with another guy and he was recently killed because they both go on live and they talk badly about Muslims and stuff like that. And I understand like
that's your auntie?
Well, my aunt would go on like, you know how like you guys go on live and like you guys invite other people?
What, she like debates on live, like she brings up people?
No, she goes on live and she just talks with
She's an apostate?
What do you mean?
Left Islam?
Yes. But I know her story because she grew up with my grandfather and he was very she grew up with a lot of trauma and a lot of abuse, and it was all in the name of Islam. So she grew up in thinking that is Islam. And I understand that like we're supposed to correct her, but she doesn't want to be corrected. So she keeps going online and she keeps talking about that, but like we don't talk to her enough for us to, to do that. like to correct her, because we know that she's also going to just go online and she's going to talk about us. So her family, my cousins, have been getting harassed, and she's been getting harassed, and the guy that she goes on live with has been killed because people would go online and make accounts and talk about her and stuff like that. And I think that no one should be killed for this reason. Like, we don't know if she would change, like, go into Islam later on in her life. We don't know how she will be later on in her life. So I don't think that we should take an opportunity away from her just because we disagree with her.
So, are you asking something, or
I'm saying that that's like similar to what's happening with Aya. Like, people are going around making accounts, sending her death threats, like sending her like, all these threats, not just to her daughter, to her family.
No, but Lana, we already previously condemned that. We all will come out and will say we do not condone people threatening, giving death threats, threatening her daughter, all that stuff. No, I think that this is the type of situation where you deal with it from an academic lens. You refute her, right? You don't threaten her with this different stuff.
Like, going on live like this, like showing her face like that and having that, like, people are not going to sit in your live.
I think,
like,
wait, hold on, Lana. I think that the main problem that you have is the fact that her picture is up. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, it was a black screen.
It's not just about her picture. It's not just.
Well, wait, hold on. Wait. I just want to test something because I want to see where the disconnect is. Let's say, hypothetically, there was a black screen and it was just text saying Aya is a kafira. Would you think that's a problem?
Yo, can you mute up Finding Truth? You're echoing.
I would think that's much better than posting her actual face.
Okay, so the problem is, okay, so it's not what's being said, it's just the fact that her picture's on there.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying, like, we shouldn't, like, assume the worst in someone just because of what she posts online. I know that I'm not
we have to
defending her.
Assume the worst.
But Islam says that we judge based upon what's apparent, right? If somebody is outwardly telling us that they believe all of these things that constitute apostasy, obviously we're going to assume that they believe those things because they're saying they believe those things.
She's damn near, like, up there with Netanyahu for sure.
That's what I don't agree with. Like, I don't think that we should.
How do you not agree with that?
Wait, hold
because
on.
you don't
Considering,
know that,
wait, hold
like,
on, and
you don't know
Rubiana.
that in the future, like, if she changes her mind or
do you know,
not. I don't think that we should declare
can Netanyahu become Muslim in the future?
Yes.
All right, should we like not talk about Netanyahu and like think good of him or what?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, like, I don't like support Israel or whatever, but I'm saying, like, with Netanyahu, like, if he becomes Muslim,
No, of course, but wait, hold on. Okay, Lana, hold on, Lana, that's good. You know, Aya platforms people that have openly donated to the IDF.
Being pushed by pro-IDF Zionist accounts.
She promotes people who support Israel and donate to the IDF. Do you think that's okay?
I'm not
also,
defending her.
Lana, I'm not gonna say too much, but some information came on my desk. It's not public yet.
You're muffled.
Sorry, I said some information came on my desk. It's not public yet about Aya, but when it does come out, man, it's not looking good for Aya, bro. It is not looking good. This girl is a literal demon. If you think that what she does publicly is bad, just wait until you guys hear her when she does privately. She is a literal demon, devil. Just wait until it comes out. No, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just a bystander, but I'm seeing stuff right now in the background, some private stuff that's about to come out against her. I'm just gonna sit down and enjoy. But yeah, man, she's a literal demon. I'm telling you, when this comes out, she's gonna lose all her followers, except for the dirty Jezebels. They're gonna support her no matter what. But yeah, she's filthy. She's filthy.
But Lana, you said that you wanted to leave, so I just want to make sure that, like, I want to, I guess you could say, come to common grounds, right? So when it comes to what Aya is doing, obviously we agree that she's doing everything publicly. In Islam, we believe that when an individual is publicly spreading misguidance, they should publicly retract. Number one, if they're going to retract, they should publicly retract. And number two, they're to be publicly corrected or publicly refuted, because that which is done in public needs to be addressed in public as well. Right? So since Aya, because this affects much more than just her. You committing kufr in your bedroom is very different from you screaming it from the rooftops and trying to call people to it. So obviously it's upon us, it's upon the Muslims who are capable to clarify that what she's doing is disbelief and that none of us should be following or adhering to it, and making sure that nobody that's around us, or trying our best at the very least, to make sure that the people around us are not falling into these things either.
Don't give any attention to the
Don't
Somali
do that.
demon.
Just mute and keep it pushing.
Komayo, you're a Somali demon. May Allah curse you forever. We're not going to give you any attention. We know you love attention. You literally started twerking on live yesterday. You are a weirdo.
Who?
You are a literal weirdo, dude. Nobody give this girl attention. Let her just cry for it.
Me?
Anyways, no, not you. This girl called, no, obviously not you. This girl, it's Aya's friend. She's a demon. Anyways, are we all good here? Everybody's on the same page? Nobody's disagreeing, finding truth, or what's up?
Yeah.
Are you a follower of Aya?
I don't even know who that is, bro.
So what are you doing here? Are you Christian? You're giving me cross-licking tendencies.
Whoa. You all right over there? Like, why the hostility, man? What's up?
Are you Christian?
What's going on with that? I don't know what I am, bro. I'm just living day by day.
Okay, so why'd you take offense to it if you're not Christian?
Well, how are you going to assume I'm a cross-licker, bro, if we're just trying to conversate? Like, why are you going to
I don't know, it's just that's like what came to mind right away. I'm sorry, man. Are you Christian?
Why the strong assumption, though? I'm curious before we break bread.
I don't know, man. It's just, that's what I felt like.
Yeah, I don't think that answer is good enough, bro. I mean, I guess we should restart, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Are you Christian?
I don't know what I am, bro. I don't know what the truth is. That's why I'm trying to find it.
Okay, so what are you doing here?
Browsing, bro. Figured I wanted to see what kind of knowledge you were bringing to this live. I don't know who this Aya person is, but I guess we connected at the wrong time.
Well, how do you feel about Jezebels?
Well, I think logically and common sense, I mean, I think that's pretty bad. That's definitely bad.
Do you think the girl on the screen is a Jezebel?
I mean, just by looking at it, I mean, it seems like there's a contradictory going on with what she's trying to represent.
Wow, even the Kafir recognizes that she's a demon. Wow. That's crazy, bro. You're spot on, man. But why do you have Christian reposts? That's what people are saying in the comments.
I don't know, bro. Like I said, I'm just trying to like dabble in, try to get some knowledge here and there. You know what I mean? Just kind of browsed around in different things. And I don't really have like a definitive set answer on that. Like if something sounds okay, has some knowledge to it, you know, why not? You know what I mean?
All right. Well, we're not really talking about that, man. We're talking about something else. We've been at it for hours now. Host, you still there?
Just hours targeting this person or what?
I'm still here, yeah.
Yeah. Host, is there anybody else in the request that's...
Yeah, I think I'm good now too. I'm going to leave. But yeah, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Anybody else in the request that wants to be the final guest, maybe? I'm getting tired.
Press one if you disagree with the...
Yeah, I think Iraqi Psycho's trying to debate, man.
He's not.
Bring up Iraqi Psycho. We all know he just wants to promote his peptides to the 1,500 people here. Hey, brother, we're not buying your peptides, bro. We're not buying. There's a girl called Netta. Can you bring her up?
Nada, yeah, I see her. Cora, if you see Iraqi Psycho, he's here.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. How you guys?
Anas, we're not buying your peptides.
No peptide promo, brother.
You guys said my peptides?
We're not buying. Nobody's buying your peptides.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god.
Aya voice line out the bun yimma she's a habab.
No. Remove this guy. He's a Moroccan crazy guy.
You guys are talking about the link in my bio, by the way.
Oh my god, bro.
Wait, hold on. I didn't promote it though.
Is there anyone else who wants to defend Aya?
Oh.
Yo, who's this?
Guys, did you talk to Somaya yet?
She was up here, but she didn't speak.
Hello, Nabi. Do you live Aya or
Hey, brother, what's going on here? I'm not very good with TikTok.
He look like Sid.
I just saw this kafir with a hijab. What's going on, brother? How are you doing, okay, man?
Nabi, brother, this Brother, what did you think coming up here, bro? Like, you're gonna get the news or what? Like, brother,
I don't know what's going on here.
brother,
Tell me what's going on, brother.
you came up here to ask what's going on?
Well, I don't know. I don't really follow this kind of stuff. I'm just peaceful guy, minding my own business.
Brother, you're funny, man.
I live in New Zealand, so I'm far away from everybody, Habibi.
Nah, I'm just she's promoting feminism and hadith rejection, so we're just warning against her.
His brother needs 5 amino 1 MQ for energy in my bio. That's what he needs.
Hey Nabi, do you know about peptides, brother?
Brother, I'm the biggest peptide dealer in New Zealand. How can I help you?
Oh, Iraqi, that's crazy.
Yo, you got competition, bro.
Can you guys tell me what he said?
He said that he's the biggest peptide dealer in New Zealand.
Say wallah.
Wait, what are you on?
Wait, Nabi.
What? Habibi.
You have
I think he's Iraqi too. Are you Iraqi?
I'm Kurdish.
Yeah, he's Iraqi.
Okay, so he's Iraqi. Hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Yo, that's the craziest thing ever, bro.
I was actually born on a bar.
Yo, so
oh, that's actually nice. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
But I've been here. But I grew up here. I'm actually judging.
Wait, what's your website? It's not on your bio on my screen.
No, I don't do websites. People just come to me here.
Oh, you got your like own shit?
Yeah, I supply the cops, the army, locals, outside, everybody.
Well, what peptides do you take, brother?
To be honest, at the moment, just a little bit of GHKCU.
Oh, fair enough.
I used to compete professionally, and I'm retired from competing. I judge now. I judge all the shows in New Zealand.
You competed?
Thailand, no.
Competed in what?
I competed for 8 years in bodybuilding.
Huh?
I finished competing. I'm judging now. I'm judging most of the shows in New Zealand, outside of New Zealand.
You competed?
In bodybuilding, brother. Did you not track?
Yeah.
Ines, why are you so slow, dude? Like, just track, man. So basically, Nabi, the long story is, this guy called Iraqi Psycho, he's been selling peptides now on TikTok.
I think we all Iraqi Psycho, yeah.
Yeah, so he's been selling peptides. He thinks he's like the boss man around here, but it looks like he met his...
I'm back. I am the boss
Where are you fellas located?
Personally, I'm located in what's it called, Iraqi again? Where are we located, brother? I just moved here, sorry.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri. Yes. What about you, brother?
America? I'm New Zealand, brother, Auckland.
Nice, man. Nice. There's not many, there's many Iraqis there?
It's good, yeah. We don't have much of a big Middle Eastern community, but there's quite a few, you know. I think in total, the entire Middle East in New Zealand is probably 50,000.
The heck? Why is it random people?
Who the fuck is this, dude?
Hello, Joseph. What's up?
What's up, Piano?
Are you drunk?
Everyone. No, I'm not drunk, man. I just woke up.
What's up, Lubian? Like, why are you like slurring your words, man? Huh?
To be honest, I didn't really even come up like this. The camera was on.
Okay, are you Christian?
Yeah.
Can you open your eyes, brother?
Okay, how can I help you, Joseph?
Well, I want to talk to you rather on your page, Lubiano, because I don't. Your people here are gonna jump.
Wow.
I'll come on your channel next time.
Well,
serious question.
Why did you even come on the panel then?
Because I didn't forget I recorded.
Are you hungover, brother?
No, I just woke up.
No, you have to be. Yeah. Is that a contradiction? You just woke up?
I can chill, bro. Okay, Joseph, you could come on my panel, man. Are you there to debate me or ask me a question?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Take care, bro.
Okay, just come on my panel, inshallah, okay? Thank you, man. All right, bro.
Aya is the biggest haba on this earth. Aya is the biggest haba, bro. She needs to get killed, inshallah.
Kick him.
What the
fuck?
Sorry,
bro.
Loom, I thought that was you. Sorry, man.
These mottos.
What the hell just happened?
Bro, these mottos are crazy, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
What?
These mottos are... Anyways, bro. Today we had a very successful live. Thank you, brother Ali, for hosting this live. It was very nice.
Thank you for
It
coming.
was very good. We had a lot of people here. We, alhamdulillah, we got a lot of people back, especially that girl Pri.
Yeah.
She came back to Islam. That was good. We talked to a few Jezebels. They were a waste of time. but it's okay. That happens. But yeah, guys, follow me if you haven't already. Follow the host. Follow Cora the Tammy. Ask the doc. Iraqi Psycho if you want some peptides. Because now he's retired. Apparently, he doesn't do anything
When I'm literally
anymore.
going to London to debate
He's
in person,
coming out of retirement
in
in 3
2
days.
days. Literally, when this guy
Iraq-
above me, this fraud, he won't come.
Iraqi dude, you
So guess
fell
what,
out.
guys? I'm the one that's going to Speaker's Corner in 2 days. I'm gonna be there. If you're there, you're gonna see me.
But Iraqi, why did you
Right?
fall off though, dude?
But hold on, it's
You just
cool,
let
bro.
yourself
you fell
fall
off
off.
too. It's
Yo,
cool,
Iraqi,
bro.
when's the last time you did a da'wah live? Be honest.
It's cool. I mean, sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys,
that's crazy.
But you know what's crazy, Libiana? I open right up and I get like 500 again.
Okay, do it. Let's see.
Fine, I saw you at 250
No,
like 2 weeks
I
ago.
mean, I have an advantage here, Libiana. There's 1,400 people, brother. You're giving me a head
Okay.
start and some extra.
Okay, even
Extra
with the head
chips.
start, you're not gonna do it. Watch. Go ahead.
No need, bro.
Yeah, bro, you lazy, dude.
What do you mean lazy? There's
You're
just no
so
point.
lazy, dude. Bro, you open up the live, you get a couple stupid guests, and you just end. Dude. You're
Couple,
like, okay,
brother.
I'm gonna try again tomorrow.
Are we serious? Couple?
Bro,
He's not lying. You'll rise 2 guests and then you'll get rage baited and the live.
Wallah, I run through 8 guests. They all do the same thing, and then I just crash and close it. Khalas.
Like, okay.
And then you say, babe, okay, tomorrow.
Okay,
You
how
got-
many
yes,
how many
because
months
I'm
have
not-
28
I'm-
days?
Because you know what? History
How many months
repeats
have
itself.
28 days? Okay, I'm gonna end the live, guys.
No, that's nonsense. Wallah, that's not true. I asked, maybe, look, see, Lubiano, I only end the live when I get that answer like 10 times in a row. You know? Yeah, because you know why? You know why that's important? Because people that don't know how to answer that question are clinically retarded, right? So having a conversation with them is impossible. You can't.
You're right,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So that's why I immediately drop them, and as everybody else should, because you don't expect them to be any smarter than you are, not even close. Because if they can't answer that, khalas, dude, like their brain cannot think, right?
That's right. Anyways,
Right?
guys.
So I'm not tripping. Anyways, guys, go to my link in bio.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a
Libiana,
night,
just
guys.
before you leave, this brother wanted to speak to you, then we'll end it.
I'm so sorry, Akhi Libiano. I hope you're doing well.
Are you French, brother?
No, I'm from Morocco, but I speak French. Yeah, I do speak French.
Is that why you laughed when I said these mottos?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, man?
Basically, before starting, I love your videos. I watch them a lot, and Cora too. I'm really happy that there's new people, like a new generation of, people who invite people to Islam and who debate with, like, I think you're amazing, brother. But I have one question, brother, please. It's about, like, the Quranist people. So basically, Alhamdulillah, I'm from Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. I believe in the Sunnah, the Hadith, everything. But, there is a new vague of Quranist people, and I think it's very sad. Even in Morocco, a lot of Quranist people who go out rejecting Sunnah, Hadith, and stuff like that. And I think it's really sad. But I have a question, Akhi Libiano. Do we have to takfir them out of jahl? I just think they're jahils, and that maybe one day we just like have to talk to them and share.
Yes, brother. Paul is a jahil too, brother. Yes.
Okay.
So عذر بالجهل only applies to things that are not معلوم من الدين بالضرورة. So there are things that are known in the religion by necessity, and these must be known by the lay and the non-lay. So the scholars and the lay people.
Okay.
Rejecting the sunnah is doesn't have an excuse of ignorance. You can't be ignorant of the sunnah.
Yeah.
So yes, there's no such thing as udhr bil jahil when it comes to this matter.
But for example, you believe in the ahadith, but I think you already talked about that, but I just want to be sure about it. But there is some ahadith that you're not sure,
We're not talking about rejecting individual ahadith. We're talking about wholesale rejection of sunnah.
Okay. Thank you so much, brother.
So rejecting an individual narration is not necessarily kufr. It could be kufr, but it's not necessarily kufr. Rejecting the sunnah wholesale to say there is no sunnah, this is kufr. This is not excusable.
And brother Libiano, what do you think is the reason there is this growth of Quranist people everywhere in the world? I don't really get it, and
it's so there's a growth because the world is moving towards, open-minded, quote-unquote, open-mindedness, enlightenment, quote-unquote, liberalism, live and let live. These ideas are frowned upon in society. They're outdated, they're barbaric, they're ancient. And people want to keep a way of keeping the Muslim label, the Muslim identity, without having to actually believe in what Islam teaches. You understand? So things like stoning or things like apostasy laws or things like that make these people very uncomfortable in modern society. And because they can't possibly make it fit with modern society, but they still want to keep the label and the cultural identity, because at the end of the day, Islam, for a big number of people, Islam is a cultural thing, right? It's kind of like a communal thing. This is my community. This is my people. We share certain struggles. We have commonalities. This is our identity, right? But so we want to keep that, but we also don't want the ancient barbaric stuff. That's the train of thought, right? So we don't want ta'addud al-azwaj. We don't want concubines. We don't want any of that stuff. We just want, go to Friday khutbah every Friday, smile at your brother, and that's it.
Yeah, only the cute things.
Only the cute things. That's right.
Thank you so much, brother Libiano. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Assalamu alaikum, man. Yalla, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Have a good one.
Libiano, sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Everyone good?
Assalamu alaikum.
Libiano, this is the last guy.
Yeah. I've been trying to come up for ages.
He's gone. Iraqi Psycho, you speak to him. Oh, he's gone as well. Truman, unlucky.
Wait, what's going on, bro? I can no one answer no question. Don't want me to come up. This is some joke business.
They did say that was the last person that was going to speak to him.
So I talk to you. Oh, you know what? We'll leave it for another time.
Yeah, but let's
but listen, what you do, you know what I'm going to do, yeah? Because I need some real people that can come on and we can have a proper discussion. We don't want no madness. We just want a discussion, because I've been reading the Quran recently as well for the last 3 days.
This sounds like it's going to be an RS3 Cuzzy debate, but we can have this. We can have this tonight. I'll be live tonight, and we can have a conversation. And I've been live for 7 hours, bro. I wanna.
But I know, man. I've been trying to fucking come up. You've been on for ages. You came up, something happened to you as well halfway through.
We were just accepting like people that was disagreeing with this dirty kafira ayah.
Okay. What happened earlier on? Did you get bananaed? Or not bananaed, how can you come off, sorry? Because you're back on. Something happened?
No.
Yeah, we were all on and the whole thing disappeared.
No, brother. My guest box got banned because someone came on. They were driving, and my guest box, I couldn't host boxes. I could just go live.
Okay. Yeah. I think that everybody just disappeared.
So you're Muslim, right?
No, you know who I am. I'm 419.
Yeah, I know you're 419, but
I came on the other day and I was asking you questions. Remember when I said, look, somebody kicked me off the first time because I've been swearing, I've been just whatever that first time, and I never came up. Do you remember?
But you're Muslim, right?
No, I'm not. I'm nothing.
Atheist?
No.